Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yes, it is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Good morning, San Antonio. Good morning, Rob Thompson. Hello, friend.
Good morning, sir.
How
are
we
you?
doing, man? How we
Dude,
doing?
This is like the first day of summer. I mean, legit, it's the first Monday after all the schools are out.
I guess
Did
so. My kids have been laying around on the couch doing nothing for the last week and a half.
Well, I think there's been some districts that are out, but I know for a fact that I think the last ones got out on Friday. So while we don't see a difference coming in, there are going to be people like
We should
like zoom in.
They
no traffic.
They should just say, you boys, you start coming in at 7 now. Start the show at 7 from now on.
Well, we know our faithfuls are getting up anyway. They're setting their alarms.
Are they?
Well, I mean, they're not.
I don't think so.
They're well informed.
I think you overvalue.
Good citizens. No, they're good citizens. They
well, yeah, because they go to work and they contribute to society. Yeah. Nobody's alarm goes off at 5:55 and says, "Oop, tune into the huddle." No, well, they got to go to work, Rob.
There's like our friends.
When you say our friends, you mean your friends, since I don't have any.
My friends.
Yeah.
And I'll have them claim you.
Okay, well, that's nice of them.
So you have a few.
All
so
right.
There's I just kind of felt like. So you're not excited about the beginning of summer. Maybe
I should have
brought that up.
It just feels
the same to us. But there will be the school zones. You can just.
I got news for you.
Zoom through.
Summer hit me this weekend, right in the face. Well, really on the back and shoulders area. I am now abused by the sun. I went out to the river, which unfortunately, as much as it's rained here, apparently it has not rained enough for the Frio to have any water whatsoever in it. It is like a real bummer right now. There's no floating. I look forward every year. All I want to do is go out to the river, drink 100 beers, and lay in a tube and have no one bother me for just a few days. Well, now there's no water in that river.
You can lay in a tube. You're just not moving.
Well, yeah, but there is something to it. Like I need to the scenery to change.
But I'm not bad about just sitting with my feet in the water either, in the shade. There are certainly worse places to be in.
You're right, but what I don't like about it is the places when the river's low, the places where people gather, like the swimming holes.
You don't like river people?
They're full of people that aren't me. Right. And I just want to be able to float right past those people and get into the parts of the river where there's no people whatsoever.
That is indeed the goal.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
And so what I did, and I was only out there for the weekend. In fact, I'll give you a whole report on my weekend, Rob. Yesterday or Friday after the show,
I know you had to go to Houston.
I drove to Houston for the fights. Yep, I did the fights. They ended about 11, and I said, you know what?
Did you power back?
I mean, after everything got done, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna head on back. And but
about 4.5 hours.
Yeah, but I didn't make it all the way because I got a little bit of a late start. There was a bunch of people who I hadn't seen, and they were like, oh, let's have one beer after the show. And I was like, oh, fine.
So you didn't make it out of Houston?
No, I did make it out of Houston, but I made it to Columbus. And
that's not even really making it out of Houston.
It's not really. And I said, you know what? I better pull over and sleep for a little while. And I told myself, I got to the rest stop in Columbus.
Whoa.
And I thought to
you're not a rest stop sleeper, are you?
No.
Okay.
But I am now.
Oh.
I got there and I thought to myself, I've got to pee. I'll get back on the road and I'll make it a little ways. And if I got to stop at a hotel, I'll stop at a hotel. And I peed and got back in the car and I was like, what if I just lay my seat back
and have a serial killer come in
and sleep for like 45
take my
minutes.
third toe.
And I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sleep for like 45 minutes or an hour, and I'm going to get up and I'm going to go.
Uh-huh.
And then I slept for 4.5 hours.
You slept, like crashed in a rest stop in Columbus.
Yes. And I didn't get murdered.
No, you didn't get murdered.
So that's good.
Oh, but something happened to you.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened except my back hurt
No,
like
they
hell when I
lost
walk
your
up.
memory, but
Maybe
something
so.
happened to you. I know the rest stop you went to in Columbus.
It's a decent rest
It's
stop.
a big one. It's well lit.
Yeah.
But I'm
although you want to know what the worst part was? When I decided I was going to sleep for a little bit, I pulled my car out from the well lit spot and found a dark spot.
Dude, man. God.
I guess I'm just not that I think about it all the time. People are like, oh, well, it's real dangerous to do stuff like that. Like, yeah. And I think people are just going to look at me and go, nah, like,
well,
nobody's going to want to rape me. Like, I'm not
well,
attractive. Like, I didn't have anything to steal. Like, there was literally nothing on me.
I don't know that.
Well, okay. If they said, hey, give me your stuff, I would have been, all right, here you go. Be on your way. They take my car. All right. I got insurance.
What about the old, like the kind of the illicit stuff that goes on at
I don't know about that stuff. What stuff goes on?
I've heard tell that it's like a meeting spot for things.
For sexual things?
That's what I've heard.
No one approached me. That's what I'm saying.
Well, maybe you need to get some better lighting.
No, probably I need to get better looking because people probably looked in the car and went, well, yeah, next car.
If you were a kin and family, and I consider you a friend, I would go, don't do that. Don't tempt fate.
That's
a weird. No.
That's what everybody told me after. What do you mean you slept at the rest stop? I was like, well,
rest stop, man.
It wasn't my plan, but then it just felt like, yeah, it can work.
That's the beginning of like at least 6 2020s and Datelines. Well, he pulled into a rest stop because he was tired, and we haven't seen him since.
Yeah, you make a good point.
So, but you made it there.
I made it
4.5 hours. Man, wasn't it hot? Wasn't your car hot? It was humid hot on Friday.
No, it was lovely actually that evening. It was
so your windows were down?
No.
So you slept for 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
In the middle of late May, June, at a rest stop in Columbus, and it was lovely.
It was like 70 degrees.
I was going to bring up the lot lizard, Goldfinger. I didn't do that. I wasn't going to go there.
I don't even know what a lot lizard is.
You shouldn't. AJ, I'm glad that you don't.
I'm not in the know on those things.
Goldfinger, he's done some things that none of us are proud of.
But you know what? I'm not here to judge him.
We don't judge, but I'm just saying. I do judge those that decide to sleep in rest stops.
Well, judge away. Friend.
That's one step away from being a hobo.
It was very hobo behavior. I'm not going to lie.
And hobo's different from unhoused.
And the problem is, like, really the worst part is I could have had a hotel room in Houston. Like
you could have had
the organization, the people that I went and worked for. They were like, "Yeah, we'll put you up in a hotel." And I was like,
"So you made it 30 minutes? I'm gonna go sleep in a parking lot.
I'm gonna get on the road. And then I ended up sleeping in a parking lot.
Feeling pretty good. I'm gonna go sleep in a parking lot. There's nothing wrong with my car and my back and all that I've been doing.
Would it have been better?
4.5 hours in a humid vehicle can't prolong at the very least.
Would it have been better to sleep at like a gas station?
Yes.
Okay. That's a lesson learned. My thought, I had the same thought. I said, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. But then I was like, I'm just tired. I just want to sleep for a little while.
There's a Buc-ee's in Columbus, isn't there?
No.
It was that.
No, I would have to make it all the way to Luling.
No. There's another Buc-ee's right there by Houston. I think it's in Columbus.
It's in Katy.
Oh,
I was already past that.
Double back, go to Buc-ee's. Get yourself a couple beaver nuggets. Sit back in the back seat and chill.
I really thought about it. I was like, maybe I can make it to Luling and sleep at that Buc-ee's. But then I was like, I told you what I saw on the way there.
Yeah, I heard. After I told you, and you had texted me back like, "Oh my God, it is in the parking lot." Somebody else had told me that they had tried to stop it, and it is like
It's a madhouse.
Yeah,
and all I can think about is how how well lit it is, and I have a hard time falling asleep in the light. Like the other thing I considered was maybe I should park in a well lit spot and put up my my sunshade.
Nah, that's a dead giveaway. Don't do that.
Okay,
That tells
would've been
people
worse.
there's somebody in there probably doing something illicit.
But I wasn't. So like,
What?
even if the cops showed up, what were they going to say?
Well, the fact that the cops would even show up.
The cops don't show up at the rest stop. They just let you get murdered.
That's probably it. So
But
I'm not
it.
worried about the cops coming. It's the other folks that are like, well, he's in there asleep.
So I got all the way out there to the river and went and did the thing that I normally do, which is get ready to go. Everybody was waiting on me. They were like, we're going to float when you get there.
Oh, man. So did they have an idea where they normally go and y'all went and there was nothing there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
But I didn't even end up going there. I at least not beforehand. Like, we didn't load up all the floats and go, because I said, yeah, I just drove over the river in 2 different spots. I don't know that we want to go out there and float, especially with a beer tube. The thing about floating with a beer tube is if you've got to walk, it's one thing to walk if you don't have a beer tube. It's a totally different thing to walk when you're pulling a beer tube.
That's why I had sons.
Yeah. Well, my sons are not of beer tube in age. Although apparently
they can handle them. They can carry.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, my poor boys was working.
Yeah.
Pick that up.
Maybe I should, but they didn't want to go floating.
Well, they don't have to go floating. All they got to do is carry the box. And once you're done, you can do whatever the hell you want. I'm not making you go float.
Yeah. So we just sat around and drank beer, but I totally forgot. Like, part of my floating routine is to put sunscreen on, and I didn't put any on.
You skipped a step.
I did. So that night, like 4 a.m, and I knew I was kind of sunburned when I finished up the evening, but I ended up waking up in the middle of the night and puked, and I was like, oh man, how many beers did I have? And I don't want to talk about like what my average intake is on a river day, but it's high, and it was lower than normal because there was no float, so it was just sitting there. So I had a lot of beers. Like, if I said the number, people would go, well, no wonder you threw up.
Well, we know river folks, we know. So,
but
yeah, it was a full day, but not as many.
Not enough to like.
But are you in practice though? I mean, that's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rob, I don't fall out of game shape.
Well,
it's been a long time since I was out of game shape.
Yeah, but Father Time's unbeaten. I'm just
saying. That's
true. The clock tends to speed and slow things.
Here's
different paces.
Here's how I figured out why did you throw up was my question. And I said, well, you drank 15 or 20 beers.
That wasn't it.
And I said, well, I've done that plenty of times in the past 6 months and didn't do that. But when's the last time you went out and sat in the sun for 6 hours and got burnt to a crisp? That I don't do.
No, the variable here is something went down in that parking lot in Columbus.
And then I started thinking about that.
Something. You got a bug somewhere in Columbus.
And I haven't been able to sit down since.
I'm just saying.
Something weird is going on.
It's been a couple hours. And
something weird.
They wiped your memory after they probed you. And they've wiped your memory.
Well,
and you got, the next night. That's typical after you've been abducted by the Columbus aliens.
And I'm, you know what? Now I'm on the team.
Well, yeah, there's the little things. When it's all over, they're going to come get you, but you might not want to be with them.
All right. Let's hit a break. When we come back, we're going to start the show. This wasn't the real start of the show, just so you guys know.
Wow. Well, that's all the stuff I got.
Yeah.
That wasn't the beginning?
This wasn't the start of the show. No,
you know what I want to do most nights.
You want to know what I want to do early? I want to talk about this new stadium that they're building here.
Yeah, sounds like it's coming.
And what the effect is, and what if it puts pressure on the Spurs to get their stuff built. We'll talk about that and more. We've got some Caitlin hate to talk about today. We've got some NFL football to talk about today. We've got the UFC 303 press conference is canceled, which I'm guessing is not good news.
Come
And we've got to talk about why the Astros suck. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
With Wendy's new $3 English muffin deal, you can get your choice of a sausage or bacon, egg, and cheese English muffin with small seasoned potatoes.
And with all that for just $3, it really is a proper breakfast, wouldn't you say? With a light and fluffy toasted English muffin and crispy seasoned potatoes. Go on, Catherine, give it a go.
Okay. Jolly good morning.
Close love. Grab a proper breakfast with Wendy's new $3 English muffin deal for a limited time.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Select a request English muffin deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders. Single item at regular price. Prices are higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
At T-Mobile, you can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800.
Via virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind. There at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MBA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Seasons change. Why not your tech? Upgrade now during the Dell Technologies Summer Sale event and save on select PCs like the XPS 16 powered by Intel Core processors. You'll be able to bring your most intensive projects to life with built-in AI, minimalistic design, immersive visuals, and cinematic audio. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics plus free shipping on everything. Amazing prices await you for a limited time only at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman's brother, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet. Because we all know our pits aren't the only places we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. Her patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 5-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando Whole Body Deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 555 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 555. Go to shopmando.com, code 555, for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 555.
You want another way to add excitement to watching the NBA playoffs? Jason Minix here. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. It is a fan favorite way to play fantasy sports, especially playing the pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry, and all you have to do is select higher or lower on player stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It is fantasy and it is legal in Texas. So get started by going to the easy-to-use Underdog Fantasy mobile app or go to the website underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, sign up using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text SCREEN to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text SCREEN to 200-300. Text the word SCREEN to 200-300. Don't wait. Text SCREEN to 200-300.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
It is showtime. Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio's sports star. Everybody in the Brigade Bar wants to talk about the Maverick series. Like, I don't want to get into it yet. It's not going to happen till Thursday.
Looking at the Brigade Bar to see where the usual suspects are, and this is going on, and it's not Claymore that's calling. He's a Mav fan, so if it was him,
no, people are hungry for it.
Well, I get it. It was a kind of a long dry weekend. I mean, if you weren't sleeping in a rest stop in Columbus, you really weren't having any excitement at all.
Well, yeah. Well, the key is you got to have interests that aren't sports. That's the move, Rob.
Well, I mean,
like you watched this show about a Muppet,
dude. Don't get roped in. You're gonna watch Netflix. You go, Eric Benedict Cumberbatch, who is what I believe if an alien wanted to dress up like a human, they would look like Benedict Cumberbatch. He's the weirdest looking human being out there because he looks like an alien's impersonation of a human. But
it's interesting. I got to think about who the weirdest looking person.
Take one good look at Benedict Cumberbatch. It doesn't all add up. It looks like he was designed by a computer. You're gonna get conned into watching Eric because it starts. The premise is good. I'm not
anymore. I'm not.
But now it does involve a walking around live action Muppet. At one point, so I'd warn against that. I also watched the newest Omen, which is supposed to be the prequel as to how Damien came to be before he was.
I do like that.
Oh no, it was a letdown, bro.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't like I expected a lot, so I didn't have like a high bar. But come on.
Quentin Tarantino may be the guy that I think of when I think who's a really weird looking celebrity.
Oh, Tarantino. I got a Tarantino story.
Like I feel like if I don't know if Quentin Tarantino weren't really talented and famous, he would be a virgin.
Oh yeah, he's
Almost
he's a weird looking and acting cat. There's a whole aura about that cat that I wouldn't appreciate.
Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan.
Always, and most extraordinarily gifted artists are people you don't want to know.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, all that creative power focuses itself in one place, and the rest is just kind of scattershot.
They're odd birds.
Yeah, and
that's why I've always appreciated not being talented at all.
I sat next to him on a flight for 6 hours, and this is post 9/11, mind you. And this dude was allowed to bring in this milk jug full of some sort of brown liquid that
he brought from home.
Yeah, that he carried on to the airline.
Okay.
And he was allowed to bring it on, and he drank on this stuff that smelled like garbage. I don't know what it was, but he was right across the aisle from me for like 4 hours. And
so goes back to last week.
Taking like long pulls on the
poor airline etiquette.
Well, poor, all in all,
bad.
Yeah, it had an odor. Like it was certainly distilled. Like it had gone south, like kimchi. You know what I mean? Like it had gotten rotten.
It's like kombucha that he left out in the sun or something.
It could have been kombucha back. Now, this has been 15, 20 years ago. It's been a minute. I'm not saying this was recent, but it was post 9/11. So you weren't allowed to bring on a big jug of whatever, and he did.
Boy, you saying that out loud made me feel pretty old. It was like post 9/11, like maybe
not 25 years ago,
15 years ago. I'm like,
God,
wow,
no.
man, that's wow.
You start reaching the signpost age where everything kind of goes, are you kidding me? That was only 15 years ago. Well, anyway, we digress. But no, Benedict Cumberbatch is the weirdest looking active human being.
Active human.
Yeah.
Weirder looking than Quentin, you think?
Yes, and I think nominees should be thrown up on the brigade bar, but we do need photographic evidence.
Yeah.
So if you can somehow,
Well, I don't know if you can put that in the brigade bar.
We got to find them. Maybe you can text us at our text line, right? Can you throw?
I don't know if you can put photos up there. Either.
Wow, we are limited by technology.
we just have to know.
Maybe we'll look them up as we get. Who's the strangest looking public figure? Not ugly, just
yeah. Just looks
distinctive.
Weird. Like Gary Busey, but he's also like a lot of it. I think it's his behavior makes it.
That's self-induced, but he's an interesting looking dude now. He looks like who he is. That's for sure.
Yes, he looks the most like he's supposed to look.
Okay, I'll give you the female version.
No,
I'm not being mean. I can't hurt. You're gonna have to give me through the break, but I'll find her. She blonde, keeps her hair real short. Also looks like an alien's impression of what a human should
Ellen
look like.
DeGeneres?
It's not Ellen.
Oh. Rachel Maddow?
Your description has gone in an entirely different way.
Okay.
So what you just described,
I don't know what you're saying. Like, you're saying short blonde hair.
I gotta come up with a movie so I can go IMDb her, which on her own is never easy. But so I can find her name. She's British, and she always plays some kind of crazy part. But there is a female version of a Benedict Cumberbatch. I just don't remember. And I've got
all you can think about is Ellen DeGeneres.
Transgenderish women, or pronoun might not be correct in my mind, and that's not where I was going. See, look at Benedict Cumberbatch. That dude doesn't look human.
You know where he looks best? With a beard.
And that's in the movie. He does put a beard
He needs to have a beard.
But without it, it looks like if an alien decided this is what I need to look like to be a human, that's what he would look like.
Yeah. Women find him attractive, though, I think.
I don't find him unattractive. I just find him.
You know what it is? And so if you look at where we're looking and you look at the second row down and the second picture from the left, I see what the problem with him is.
Gigantic forehead.
Yeah, the top of his head is, let's say 7 out of 10 wide, and the bottom of his head is like 3 out of 10 wide. So he has like a big, it's like a V head.
Again, kind of.
I could see that.
Expect.
Like you expect an egg, but he doesn't have an egg head. No, Peyton Manning has an egg head. Peyton Manning he's got a big forehead, but Peyton Manning's he doesn't look like an alien. He just looks like looks like a weird dude. But you're right about this guy. I don't trust the way he looks.
Doesn't look right. And don't get tricked into his movie either.
You want me to give you an older gentleman who I never trusted the way he looked? And it's not that he's like gross looking. Martin Short. I don't think anybody's supposed to look like Martin Short looks.
He's growing into a
he's
lovely
not
older
growing.
woman.
He's never grown into anything.
Well, I mean, he's aging into a lovely older woman.
But that guy, that's not how people are supposed to look.
Now, he does look like a caricature. Like,
yes.
Like, let's put a weird nose on that face. Okay,
yeah.
Let's give him strange hair.
Funny guy, but that's not how people are supposed to look in real life.
He's actually one of my favorite performers.
I like him too.
Find him hilarious, though.
No, it'd be so obnoxious.
I find him. Oh, I think I found her. I think I found her name is.
Nope, don't say it. We're going to wait till the other side of the break.
Okay, I think I found her.
All right. It is the Morning Huddle.
I had to Google strange looking actresses.
We're going to find out who Rob thinks the most strange looking famous woman is next. The Morning Huddle on 94.1.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Monday on The Blitz, we get to start previewing the NBA Finals. Mavericks and Celtics. Who you got?
We're going to start that. It's only going to be Monday. We don't get a game until Thursday and no basketball over the weekend. But we did go play golf. I'm sure we'll talk about that. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
GiveMeTheVin.com salutes the original Iron Man. American baseball legend Lou Gehrig of the New York Yankees hit 4 consecutive home runs in a single game on this day in 1932. Speaking of Iron Man, also on this day, GiveMeTheVin.com beat a Chevy dealership's offer on the longest continuously produced American-made vehicle, the Chevy Suburban. Just another reason GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Feel that heat? That's how it should feel when you're outdoors watching your favorite team coming up to bat, not in your home. Call Maverick Windows at 800-972-3631. That's 800-972-3631 and get a free quote for new energy-efficient windows.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Texas weather this time of year means storms, wind, rain, and hail. You know, if you were hit with the recent storms and you think you have roof damage, don't make the situation worse by putting your faith in one of those out-of-town storm chasers. Work with a local roofing company with years of experience. Work with a company whose people live in our area and deal with the same weather we do. That's Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net. Buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit ConsumerCellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America, N.A.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Thanks, Jason Minix, for the introduction. You're right. We are 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. This is the Morning Huddle. Pumbaa, what you said is crazy.
Oh, we got some excellent. Pumbaa's crazy, but we do have some excellent.
Dolly Parton's weird looking.
That's crazy.
Dolly Parton's a smoke show, man. Like even now, but when she was young, I saw a picture of Dolly Parton, and it was black and white because I don't think color cameras were invented yet. But oh man, she had it going on back in the day. I'm big on her.
She had big hair and big other things.
Yeah.
Right in the get-go.
Never skipped the bench press.
And
Never.
I have it on good account, and this is sidebar, that she is like one of the nicest people in all.
That's what I've heard.
And everybody who's ever worked with her.
That's what I've heard.
So a lovely person on top of it.
All right. We've teased it through the break. The craziest looking female, according to Rob Thompson, is
Tilda Swinton.
She is odd looking. Whoa. What are you all right in there, bro? You had your coffee?
Did she have some walk-up music? Is that what that
was? Man. Yeah, she's a weird looking lady. Again, I don't know. I would say not. I'm not going to say unattractive. She's not my cup of tea.
Just different.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to be ugly to be weird looking. I'll give you another example of a weird looking dude. I saw him I guess it was last week. Snoop Dogg is weird looking. Okay. Snoop Dogg's like
he's growing into his name is what he's doing.
His hairline
it's way up there.
Is like in the middle of the head, and the rest of his face points outward. I mean, it's crazy. And I'm not saying he's like an ugly dude. I'm just saying that doesn't look like a person anymore. So I'm going to give you one. My wife and I think disagree on. I think a lot of ladies disagree on this one.
I know I disagree.
Adam Driver is apparently like a hot dude.
And for the life of me, I don't see it. And, who am I to judge? Who am I to say what is and what isn't? But him?
So I was first introduced to Adam Driver in a Star Wars movie. And I remember leaving the Star Wars movie and saying, I've never hated a character in a movie more than I hated that character. And it wasn't like the good kind of hate, like he was Hannibal Lecter or
I don't even want to see another movie with him in it.
I wanted him to die in the movie so he never had to be in another movie, but he was in like the next 3 movies.
Killed his dad.
I mean, he was such a crybaby, and like I get it, it's not him, it was the character.
Well,
but
can we spoiler this? Are we allowed to?
Yeah, that movie's like
we're
10
10
years
in,
old.
Right? Okay.
Post 9/11.
Kill Harrison Ford. I mean, you're not gonna.
Yeah.
I saw him first in a series called Girls.
Oh yeah. Girls is one of those shows where everybody gets naked except the girls you want to see naked. Like that's that is the best
who you
way
wanted
to
to see
describe.
get naked? You know who her father is?
No.
Her father's the newscaster from the former NBC newscaster that got thrown off because he was lying about being in special ops missions.
Oh,
Brian.
I know who you're talking
His
about.
daughter's the one
guy
you're
who was
talking
in the
about.
helicopter or
Yeah,
whatever.
His daughter's the one you were talking about that wouldn't fulfill that part of the contract.
And the girl who I forget what the girl's name, who was the main girl who wrote Lena Dunham, right?
She's brilliant, by the way.
Very brilliant, but like not the kind of woman I want to see naked. But she was like, "You're going to see me naked
with Adam Driver.
You're going to see it, whether you want this or not." And it's like it's funny because like in Game of Thrones, Khaleesi, Daenerys or whatever her name was. I don't know her real life name, her real person name. I don't believe she has one.
I know she's not blonde in real life, but she needs to be.
I'll never see her again and not say, oh, that's Khaleesi.
Right.
But the first couple seasons of Game of Thrones,
saw a lot of her.
Boy, it was like, man, this is awesome. And then Game of Thrones got to be pretty popular. And what does she say?
Well, no, she got married.
I don't want to be naked anymore on television.
She got married.
Girl, you signed this contract. You're going to be naked sometimes. You got to do. And I think eventually they want, like, Game of Thrones won out. And
we got a couple of
she got to be, she was naked less, but she still had to be naked, but she wanted to be naked, not at all. It's funny, the people who like are enjoyable to see naked.
Okay.
They're like, oh, not me. Lena Dunham has creative control.
So I'm stripping down, baby.
And she's like, you're going to see this.
How many of the women have banked on it for all of their career? There's, some of them that's just like, I remember Sharon Stone. That was just, she made her living. She was stripped down, fine. And there's been some that have made it through their entire career. Like, I'll take off my clothes.
Yeah.
The one from Sex and the City, she's been nude. Kim Cattrall been nude most of her adult life.
Yeah.
Demi Moore, never afraid, stripped down, no problems.
I respect that.
Sure, I know I wouldn't.
I respect.
But then I don't look like they do.
The girl, what is her name? The first season of True Detective, the great season of True Detective. It's Alexandra Daddario is maybe the hottest chick in the entire world. And there's the scene where she takes her shirt off and there's like a little bit of a drop. Oh, it's like the perfect nude scene in a movie.
I know of which you speak. Yes.
But she is like, for a long time, she was like, yeah, she'll get naked in every show. And it's like, that's how you make a career.
If and on the flip side of that, if you are, when you Google strangest looking actors and you come up, more power to you. You're banking on your weirdness. You're cashing in on it. You look at the list of the cast of characters that you see when you Google it, and you're like, these people actually look like this in real life. This is not makeup.
I always wonder how people who aren't traditionally good looking.
Traditionally good looking.
That's the best way to put it, right? Traditionally good looking.
William Dafoe looks like a ghoul.
Willem Dafoe is a gross looking person.
He looks like a ghoul.
You can't convince me otherwise. But at some point, Willem Dafoe said, you know what I'm going to do with my life? I'm going to be an actor. And I would imagine his parents said, oh, you're going to be in show business, huh, Willem? I don't think so, Bubba. You're weird looking.
Steve Buscemi.
Somebody
said, you know what? You need to put that mug on camera.
I like to think that, I know this isn't true, but I like to think that Adam Sandler found him and was like, oh, you're funny looking. Come be in my movies.
Come, please. I hear he was actually a fireman.
Really?
He was a New York fireman. For a while, he was my favorite kind of bit part actor. I mean, if he was in it, you always felt like the movie was good because he was very discerning.
But then it's crazy. Like some of these guys, think about like Mick Jagger and Steven Tyler, who, because they're rock stars, it's like, yeah, because if Steven Tyler worked at Target or Home Depot, we'd all be repulsed by him.
Anymore, I would.
But Steven Tyler is like, I mean, yeah, that's a dude from Aerosmith. I guess he's kind of cool. Like, I think he's weird
like
looking.
Crazy ant.
He's weird looking. Mick Jagger's the same way, but it's like, yeah, he's in the Stones. Like at some point, you've got a certain level of talent that it's like,
Right.
okay, I see it. Or you're funny enough. Like Tom Green is a weird looking person. Tom Green at the height of his fame was a really weird looking person.
I wonder if the looks followed the insanity was this created, and he, along with like Meg Ryan, and there's a couple other Madonna, who have slowly morphed themselves under the knife into just otherworldly beings.
Pamela Anderson.
Oh, poor thing.
Who, boy, she had such a great plastic surgeon early in her career, and then it went downhill late. It's rough.
When you see them and you go, oh,
what happened to her?
Like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Who's the chick that a lot of people think are hot that you're like, I just don't see it?
There's a lot of those.
Like, I've never understood. Well, first of all, I don't think Demi Moore's hot. I know a lot of people do.
In her early years, yes.
It's not for me.
Pro Demi. What's the About Last Night Demi Moore?
I don't like the super tall, ultra skinny girls. Like, I don't find Uma Thurman attractive at all. No. I find Juliette Lewis to be almost
what about Julia Roberts?
Repulsive. I'm not attracted to Julia Roberts.
Never have been.
Does nothing for me.
Isn't that odd? And she was always that's what women believe was beautiful.
The girl, God, what is the movie where the girl wants to be a vampire and her boyfriend's a vampire? They've made a butt ton of money off of it.
Twilight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The girl in that show.
Well,
I don't know.
Kirsten Stewart.
I think she's
Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Has she?
Yeah.
Is she what? I don't find her attractive.
She has a transition. That's
that Ellen Page.
That's it, Ellen Page.
Yeah.
I had them confused.
Well, it's not Ellen anymore. It's
it's
a
like
different.
Toby.
No, it's. I think it starts with an E also. But listen, she made her choice. I was never attracted to her either, so it worked out for me. That like now it's not weird that I'm not attracted to her. But yeah, Kristen Stewart. People are like, oh, she's so hot. I don't see it. The vampire in that same movie
was better looking.
I think if I had to make out with one of them,
it would be.
That would have been the way I would have gone. Like if I were that vampire, I would be like, "No, girl, you're not cute enough for me to bite you. You got any sisters or hot friends?
Is there a witch down there?
They're making this movie about this yoked up werewolf and this dapper flying vampire fighting over this girl who's like a 4,
mannish looking,
right?
Flannel wearing.
Yeah, like stop it.
Anna Kendrick was better.
Yeah, yeah. But vampires and werewolves don't fight over girls like that. There's no way. All right, let's take a break. We've successfully avoided talking any sport. I really do want to talk about this stadium. We'll talk about that on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Rob Thompson here for my favorite fantasy app. It's Prize Picks. I'm just one of 3 million people that love more or less. Where else are you going to take a $10 play and turn it into 100x of your cash? It's Prize Picks. And as basketball winds down, the games continue. Yeah, lots of finals action there. More or less, you fantasy guys, you know how to play along with the other 5 million active members. More or less is all that matters. And in June, as basketball winds down, I have got the fun for you. Esports. Yeah, get in on esports every Wednesday and Saturday in June, and your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose the Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, League of Legends. You know them. Go play them. Fantasy games elevated. More or less. It's easy. Take $10, turn it into 100x of cash, and it's so easy to play. Remember the code ALAMO. Go to prizepicks.com. Get yourself signed up. Use that fantasy knowledge. Go play today. That's Prize Picks and Alamo. Hey, this is Rob Thompson here from my good friends at Connecticut. You know, living in South Texas, growing up in San Antonio, it's been a great place to be because, well, we love the land, we love the people, and boy, do we love our water. That aquifer water, it makes some good sweet tea and some fine beer, but I'll tell you what comes out of the ground we do not want in our glasses, and that's where Connecticut comes in. The finest water treatment system you can get around these parts. Designed and built in the United States, it is made in America for you, San Antonio, for me. I've been a Connecticut customer for years, and now's the chance for you to be one without any risk. Call Connecticut today at 656-PURE. That's 656-PURE. And the good folks at Connecticut are going to come out to your home, put one in your house for the next 90 days so you can find out what the rest of us already know, that we have a water softener designed and made with South San Antonio in mind. Call Connecticut today at 656-PURE. Get a Connecticut in your home for the next 90 days. You're going to be like me, a Connecticut customer. You know what you're going to do? You're going to thank me later.
ConnecticutSA.com. Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you
can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando whole body deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 1515 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1515. Go to shopmando.com, code 1515, for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1515.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text SCREEN to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text SCREEN to 200-300. Text the word SCREEN to 200-300. Don't wait. Text SCREEN to 200-300.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's crazy. We're talking about fat people when they lose weight, and they're like, man,
maybe you should have kept
some of that weight. I wasn't going to say it on air, but I'll just say it.
It's true.
Rosie O'Donnell, now that she's lost weight, looks like Mike Francesa.
And I
like
don't
from
know,
Mike and the Mad
I
Dog.
don't know who is that. Who's that worse for?
I don't
Her
know.
or him?
It's good. It's good for neither.
I mean, not to just pull Francesa into this, but you do look like.
Well, it's not like he's a good-looking dude.
You look like a middle-aged lesbian.
Which,
woman.
by the way, I'm not a good-looking dude. I'm all right with
both
that.
free to say. I mean, no, I'm not. I'm claiming to be in this crowd, but I know what I look like, and
Right.
those guys look like me. So come on over, join us.
All right. So the San Antonio Missions, the announcement over the weekend that looks like we're going to have a new building.
In the wind for a minute. When we heard that the Spurs had, David and Manu and the likes had bought in to the Missions, you knew that there was something happening. And Weston Urban, for those that don't know, has been a big developer in San Antonio for a long time. All of the west side of San Antonio, Weston Urban was behind. So a lot of money there. They buy the Missions for $28 million a couple years ago. You knew if you're going to buy with the $28 million. Keep in mind the backdrop of when they bought the Missions. This is when minor league baseball was in turmoil. They were there was basically minor league baseball players were accepting slave wages. I mean, and at that time, Major League Baseball was completely retooling the minor league system, and a lot of minor league baseball went away for just either closed down. The owners couldn't afford it anymore. So this was all going on in the backdrop. So we knew some kind of change was imminent. Word has it that Weston has found some space right over where Fox Tech was. For those of you who don't remember, Fox Tech, the Apache Creek area, it's on the other side of downtown where the prospective Frost Bank Center will be, or the new one would be, where the SC Texan Cultures. It's on the other side of downtown, which is actually probably a good thing because it provides that buffer from other sides. The expectation is, they're going to break ground pretty quick. I would say we'll have a new stadium downtown The ramifications of this are, how is funding going to happen? Well, it appears this is all going to be privately funded. I'm sure they're going to get some tax breaks, and I'm sure they're going to get a little bit of something, but I would bet they're going to build this. And when you build something like that and you're building it for yourself, think of what Jerry did in Frisco on a much smaller level, where you build the stadium and then you build the restaurants on the outside and you build the parking garage and you do everything else around it. So it's a 24/365 kind of venture. And that part of town certainly needs it. This was incredibly good news for San Antonio in a time where, it's an arms race. We're not getting an MLB team anytime soon.
Yeah, and it is weird because it seems rare that you see minor league stadiums in downtown areas.
Think Nashville.
Memphis did it. Works there. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. All right, hour number 1 in the books. We got to talk some Caitlin hate on the other side. Speaking of...
Oh, we got to do basketball or other stuff?
We'll figure it out. 94.1, The Morning Huddle, San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. And look at you, hands perfectly placed on the wheel, not like the driver to the right of you who's really going after that drum solo. Save with DriveWise in the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why'd the kid jump off the boat?
I don't know. Why?
Peer pressure.
Oh, good one, Ned.
Ned isn't funny, but Ned owns a boat, and you don't. So every time Ned tells another one of his unfunny boat puns, you're going to laugh loud and keep on laughing until you get a boat of your own.
A pier where you put a boat.
Yeah, I get it.
And when you do get a boat of your own, make sure you save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Febreze. Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice Febreze fabric spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
My car.
but what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois. San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Texas Rangers shut out the Miami Marlins 6-0 to take 2 of the 3 in their series. The Houston Astros fell 4-3 to the Minnesota Twins in their rubber game as they dropped 2 of 3 in that series. They return to action tonight with the St. Louis Cardinals' first pitch at the Juice Box set for 7:10. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here we go. The Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. AJ in here making Rob uncomfortable all morning. That's my goal.
Making me
the plan.
I'm going to have to talk with HR. I don't really want to get into it anymore.
That's the goal.
It's you pressed a button.
That was my
there's buttons you pushed.
That was my intent. Good old Caitlin Clark.
Now, you're not going to be mean to her. Everybody's mean to Caitlin.
What?
Now they're beating up.
What?
Being mean to her.
Caitlin Clark fell down Saturday. So a girl touched her and she fell down. And wow, all of a sudden, like there's people on Twitter.com talking about Caitlin Clark being assaulted and should press charges.
Ridiculous.
Thank you.
She was assaulted.
Oh my God.
In the purest sense.
Assault. She got hip checked in a basketball game.
Wow.
Was it a basketball play? No. But was it a basketball thing? Yeah.
Now, I've only seen that. I've only seen.
Oh, you haven't seen all the stuff that led up to it?
Well, okay, I've seen everything that led up to it.
The elbow.
Yeah. I mean, and that's
the mainstream media doesn't want you to see that.
But what
Rob.
happened immediately? They're lying to us. What happened immediately?
Fake news.
After she got hip checked and went down, did her teammates run to protect her? I'm really curious. Did they all run up? So you can't touch that. That's the golden goose. Did they run to protect her? Or did they all go, oh, that's not right?
I didn't see any of that. I
have
don't know.
not seen. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm just curious. Did her teammates erupt in anger and fury?
I don't think so, but I don't know. Maybe there was maybe later on in the game there was some something. I didn't see any of that. I think that I do think there is something to be said for the fact that all of these basketball ladies are living a lot better life this year than they were a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're not having to fly on Spirit Airlines, and they're not having to pay for pretzels and water anymore on the flights. But I also think there's a lot of these gals who are like, man, we've been working for a long time, and who are also, let's face it, just better basketball players than her, and are probably very frustrated that at the moment they're not being treated as such. And it's obvious that she's a good player. but she's a rookie. She wasn't going to show up in the league and be the best player. That's just not. That's not how it works.
That's not the narrative I was fed. I was told.
Well, you were lied to. Unless you're like, I don't know how often does it happen in any sport that someone just shows up and they're the best?
It doesn't. It is absolutely rare to the extent that she's even done as well as she has.
Ichiro, when he first started, but he was like an older dude. He wasn't like a fresh face out of college.
No, that guy was a seasoned vet.
Yeah, like it just doesn't happen. Like even LeBron, there was growing pains, and there was nobody was more hyped than LeBron coming out or like coming into the league.
And in the NFL, a running back can step in and have a miracle rookie year because they're not doing anything.
But running backs can't impact the game the way like a dominant basketball player can.
She's not out of the norm by any stretch.
So, yeah, she's a good player, but she's not the best player. And those girls that are better than her are probably frustrated that she's getting all the endorsements, she's getting the shoe deals, and they're like, wait a minute, I'm better at basketball than this girl. This doesn't make sense to me. And they're probably thinking the same thing I thought, that like that other girl is hotter, but no one cares about her, that Cameron Brink. Well, no one's even noticing how hot she is
because
now.
they win.
Yeah, she's over here winning games. Like, imagine how she feels. I'm over here winning games, looking good, and I don't know if they're winning games either. You said that, and I was like, wait, are they good? I don't know. They had the second pick. How good can they be? She's like, I'm over here winning games, looking good, and no one's paying attention to me. And Rob and AJ don't even know if my team's worth a damn. Meanwhile, they know Caitlin Clark's team sucks. They know Caitlin Clark only scored 3 points last night. 3 points? Come on, man. But nobody's talking about that. They're still talking about the assault from Saturday. What are we doing? I'm all for. I'm glad. I say
the
this.
Sparks have won 2 games as well.
You want to know what's really funny, Rob? This is why I'm the worst. This is the thing. This is what makes me the worst person. I said, why is no one paying attention to Cameron Brink? She's hot. And I didn't even know what team she was on until you just said the Sparks. I didn't know. So I'm to blame. But
yeah, they're 2-6.
In fact, I don't. I know that Asia Wilson and Kelsey Plum play for the Aces, and I know that Caitlin Clark's on the Indiana Fever. I don't know what girl plays on any other team. I know I'm supposed to know by
Griner,
now.
you know where Griner when she's allowed to play.
She's on the Mercury, right?
Yeah, she's in Phoenix.
Okay, I knew that one too. Yeah, but is Diana Taurasi still on that team?
Yes.
Okay,
I think
so. Like a handful of girls I know.
Yeah, I mean, you're not ignorant here, and okay. Here's the deal. This isn't bad. This is fine. You want to be famous basketball players? Drama goes along with this. I don't know what all this upheaval of how can we allow Caitlin to be beaten up like this? We need to stop the aggressiveness in the WNBA. People are paying attention. We're watching.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the problem is here. Yeah, it was a rough, tough move. I guarantee you she's been hit that hard before. She got up. This is put on your big girl panties and go play some basketball. I don't get this. I really don't.
You know what I know the WNBA would say, please God, don't let this happen.
What? They should be happy.
No, that's not what I'm saying. If I were Caitlin Clark, I would treat it like the first day of prison, and next time someone does that, just throw down.
Go step up.
But the WNBA can't. They're thinking this is our golden goose. We cannot have her image tarnished.
I don't think it would tarnish her image at all. I think that this is what's going to continue the eyes on. If this product is going to continue to grow, it has to grow in an organic way that includes both the positive stuff and the negative. The negative feeds the drama as well. There's nothing wrong with this.
As I was looking at this girl who assaulted Caitlin, it looks like she has been She's been kicked out of the league before.
Out of Central Casting. Could they found a more appropriate goon than this one?
She is a goon. The Fever have a goon that's willing to go out and smack this girl upside the head and like let there be a fight.
Well, does that feed the narrative that we're talking about, though? I agree. I think this should turn into remember when the NBA truly flourished was the 90s. Now, it was Michael and Larry carried us through the 80s. But when Michael took hold, that is when the NBA exploded. That's when it became, and that was Jordan rules, and that was Lambeer, and that was the Celtics, and it was hardcore basketball, and there was blood. And that's when the game exploded because they added the elements of wrestling where there was this physicality and drama to it. We could see their faces, and it exploded. And the WNBA should look at it like that's what worked for them. Why would I want to be any different than that?
But back then, there were good guys and bad guys.
Well, don't we have this right now?
You cannot let Caitlin Clark be a bad guy.
No, that's fine.
But here's what
she's the one on the ground.
Here's what I think. Steph Curry, when Steph Curry really started to blossom into Steph Curry, people started being extra rough with him.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin needs a Draymond Green.
I would. There's no doubt they're going to need.
That's
one.
what she needs, because that way, if whoever her Draymond is going to be, let's say it's Rebecca, big Rebecca. I want her to be big. I picture her being like Big Becky.
I'm thinking Svetlana, but I'm with you.
That'd work too. But Big Becky comes in, and after, Caitlin gets knocked down and there's no words, she just smacks that girl in the jaw, puts her down, and like starts a melee. You know who's not in that? Caitlin. She steps out. She puts her hands up. All the bad things that Draymond did, all the kicking people in the junk and all that nonsense, all throwing people down and pretending like he didn't. No one ever said, I can't believe Steph plays with that guy. No, Steph needs that guy. So that's what Caitlin needs. Honestly, they need to trade for Brittany Griner. Although Brittany Griner might be too good at basketball. She needs a girl whose only job is to do that. Like obviously Draymond still has some skills that are valuable to the team from a basketball level. I think in the WNBA, that's probably asking too much. I think this needs to be like 1980s hockey, where it's like you've got a goon who can probably barely skate, but he can throw down. And I think that's what they need, is a girl who, maybe get Ann Wolf. If she's done with her boxing career, hire her to be a basketball player. And like, she's not going to run any plays. She's going to check in after someone is rough with Caitlin, and then she's going to just jaw someone.
I'm looking on their roster right now for potentials.
Any of them look like they got anything?
No, see the names. I'm looking at names, and first of all, there's no name that jumps off.
Check out their G League team.
Wait, nope, they don't seem to have one. See, your goon can't be named Katie Lou.
No, that won't work.
No. And Aaliyah Boston can't be the goon.
She's too good.
Because she's too good.
You can't get her kicked out of the game.
So the next likely would be like Christy Wallace.
How big is she?
I'm looking it up right now. She is no, that won't be. She's 5'11". That ain't gonna do it.
Do they list weights?
Grace Berger. That would be.
Oh yeah.
That looks like
what's her?
Possible.
She's got potential.
No, only 6 feet. No, we need somebody bigger and tougher than that. Celeste Taylor. Oh, let's see here. Texas girl.
Okay, that's a good start.
She no, not going 5'11". No, we
do
don't
they only
have
list heights, or do they list weights ever?
Well, no, we don't list weights.
Man, we gotta start.
No,
listen, you want equal treatment? We got to start treating equal.
I think there's a lot of offensive linemen just to keep those things off the charts as well. And I'm pretty sure Luka doesn't want people knowing he's probably pushing 310.
I don't know about that.
He's 6'8", man. That brother's carrying some weight.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Luka's 275.
I believe that.
He doesn't want that out.
Why not?
You don't want people to know you weigh 275 after playing 100 basketball games. You know how hard it is to keep weight on? He's played 100 basketball games in 150 nights, and he still weighs 275.
He's a world-class athlete.
That is a lot of beer.
A world-class athlete.
maybe Erica Wheeler might be a potential. Let's see. She is 33. She's 5'7". No, see.
Honestly, I think in the WNBA, 5'11", 6 foot might be good enough.
Might be enough to be a goon.
That's a big girl.
And would you?
And listen, Draymond wasn't gigantic.
Well, that's true. No, he wasn't. He was undersized.
He did the job. You gotta be willing to get your hands dirty.
Well, in the day when the NBA had a goon on every team, the league was more fun.
I agree. Caitlin, if they want to protect what they've got, they need a goon. And honestly, Draymond got away with a lot of stuff that he wouldn't have otherwise if he wasn't protecting Steph Curry.
Is there a female version to goon? Maybe goon is the inappropriate term. Maybe we need to come up with another term, like enforcer, like
Gyn.
Well, if we're going to go down that road, because maybe enforcers, goon just doesn't sound.
It sounds awesome to me. I would call them lady goons.
Well,
goonettes. How about a goonette?
Your lady goons are showing.
A goonita. I don't know. I think goon is work. I think it works. They don't want to be called goonettes. Just like like when there's like the basketball teams, they don't want to be called. They don't want there to be bulldogs and lady bulldogs. They want equal treatment. They want to be bulldogs. You want to be a bulldog? All right, you can be a goon.
A goon.
You're a goon now.
Goonish. Okay, all right. I can. But, maybe you're just focusing on what you.
And let's face it,
gets you paid.
That girl that knocked Caitlin down, that's a goon.
She's a goon. She knew she was a goon too.
She got kicked out of the Turkish league.
Did she really?
Yes. They were like, yeah, you're not welcome back here.
You are too entirely rough.
Yeah.
To handle our Turkish women.
If I'm Indiana, I'm finding the next that girl.
Who's the girl that got thrown out of the Turkish prison league?
Yes. Give me that girl.
I think we need more of them. That league needs to provide the goon.
The girl that was stealing Brittany Griner's cigarettes in the gulag, whoever that is, get her over here.
The girl that turned Brittany out?
Yeah. Victoria with 2 Ks and 2 Rs.
I'm trying to figure out what you got to do to get thrown out of the Turkish women's professional league.
You got to stab
exactly
her.
Have you
she
done?
Stabbed the referee in the neck.
To have.
Yeah.
That's a flagrant 2.
Yeah.
Knife to the ref.
Yes.
That's 2 shots.
That's what Caitlin needs. We got to get her a goon. All right. Let's hit a break. And when we come back, I want to talk about you know what? We'll mention the Stanley Cup. We'll RIP Dallas's season. Rob is surprised that Canadians are Canadians.
It was a good night. It was a good night. Fine evening,
But we'll talk about that and more. We've got some Astros. I'm telling you, man, I think the Astros just stink. And we're going to get to that later as well. It is the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star. EasyCater has everything you need to make food for work. Work. From ordering to reporting, we even keep your receipts all in one place, which means all you need to do is sit back and enjoy.
You're not having any lasagna?
All I can taste is hours of expense reports.
Relax, you used EasyCater. Enjoy the food, Ray.
Oh, no, thanks.
Enjoy it?
Amazing.
Yes, Ray. It is amazing. 100,000 restaurants and everything you need to make food for work, work. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money. But like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new BFF.
Actually, all our customers can contact us this way.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just...
For Taco Pizza!
Oh, Jigsaw!
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Thinking of popping the question? Diamonds Direct has an offer you can't miss. This month only, buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. No one provides education, selection, and value like Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet from your friends at Diamonds Direct won't last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Rob Thompson here for my favorite fantasy app. It's Prize Picks. I'm just one of 3 million people that love more or less. Where else are you going to take a $10 play and turn it into 100x of your cash? It's Prize Picks. And as basketball winds down, the games continue. Yeah, lots of finals action there. More or less, you fantasy guys, you know how to play along with the other 5 million active members. More or less is all that matters. And in June, as basketball winds down, I have got the fun for you. Esports. Yeah, get in on esports every Wednesday and Saturday in June, and your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose the Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, League of Legends. You know them. Go play them. Fantasy games elevated. More or less, it's easy. Take $10, turn it into 100x of cash, and it's so easy to play. Remember the code ALAMO. Go to prizepicks.com. Get yourself signed up. Use that fantasy knowledge. Go play today. That's Prize Picks and Alamo.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That's right, baby. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Monday fun day.
How many of us are sunburned?
One.
I was talking to the whole crowd. Everybody listen. I think I don't think you're the only sunburnt San Antonio today. I have a feeling there's a lot of us kind of staggering around with loose fitting garments.
Yeah.
It was the first weekend of summer. We spent a lot of us spent some time out there.
You catch some pool time?
I got a little bit, not as much as I'd like. I went and played golf with Jason and Joe and Pledger on Saturday.
I saw that. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, you know what? As soon as they called me, they go, "Well, call AJ and we'll see if we can get a fifth on." But it's going to be hot, and I was like, "Don't worry, AJ is probably going to be already in the river by the time we start playing." So no, they knew, and so we went on and played in a remarkably hot round of golf.
And
James Pledger was remarkably sunburnt. You'll see at least one pink-toned radio guy today. So, dude, it was hot as all get out.
What were your?
No, we don't talk scores.
What about? No, I was talking.
It's like taxes. I'm not going to talk about my taxes.
Beers per hole. How many?
There was a fair amount. Yes.
Okay.
It was a full. By the end of the day, it was kind of like, where do you think you were hitting?
Yeah.
Let's just lay it there. If you hit your best shot, let's just put the ball there. We were playing best dream ball.
Yeah.
And when I did that, I was only 8 over.
Okay. That's pretty good.
For us.
That's not bad.
The sad thing is, so it's Jason and I who are just there to, hang out and be dudes and, hit a nice shot if we can. And then on the other cart was James and Joe. Well, those guys are golfers. James, we've said it many times, is a scratch golfer.
I don't
It is
like
a
that.
pleasure to watch James.
I don't like to play golf with people who are really good at golf.
Actually, it's a pleasure to watch him play because he does the stuff that you think you're about to do. You know, in your mind, the shot you're about to do is what James just did. You know, so you hit a guy, slap a 300-yard drive. You see him lob out of the sand, perfect, 8 foot from the pin, and that line of sand when you know you've done it perfectly, that runs right behind the ball as it lands. That's pledge. So Jason and I are barely coherent by the end. And he is grinding. Poor James is grinding. He's in his own cart. We're just throwing the balls out. And James, I think, ended up 4 over.
That's pretty good.
Oh man, and he probably would have been even if it wasn't for Jason I getting in his way.
The only time I like to play with good golfers is when at my old station in Houston, we would do an annual tournament where it was like for charity, and the listeners would bid on to play with the hosts. And normally there would be like every host had 3 listeners that would bid to be in their scramble team. I would only let there be 2 people on my team because Will Doctor, Will was like my ringer. This is a guy who ended up working for me in Vegas. He was my golf betting guy, but Will went to IMG Academy for golf, guys, and then he played at Texas Wesleyan, and like, which doesn't sound like a big noise school, but listen, you play college golf,
yes, you're good,
you're a serious golfer. And he finishes rounds under par.
Yeah, well,
I want to play with guys. Like, if you're on my team in one of those, I want to play. Like, I firmly believe that if you win a scramble golf event, you cheated.
Well, yeah.
Because I always think
it's part of the allure, though.
Yeah, I think if you've got the best score,
or you're buying mulligans. I mean, you can buy the win. It's
no,
like
but I think people just make up numbers.
Well, of course, but you know that the score will be artificially enhanced. So
yes.
You might as well go full bore on this thing.
But I like playing with him because it made me look better. I'm good in a scramble for like 1 out of about every 5 drives. I can hit one out into the middle, and I'm a big fat guy, so when I hit it flush, it goes a long way, and then it's like, ooh, look at that one.
Well, I've got
it's like, yeah,
news.
Let's use that.
I've got good news and bad news.
Okay.
We host 2 tournaments a year.
Okay.
And we had ours a couple months back. And we'll have another one coming up, and it's normally September, October. But we don't play.
We don't play.
We don't play.
Why not?
We are on air.
Oh.
As the tourney begins.
Oh.
And Jason and Joe are on air as the tourney closes, so they don't get to play either. We host it, we're there, but we don't play.
That's interesting.
Well, you're new here. Maybe you can change some of that. Maybe
I can change that.
I've been saying that for 8 years, and I have yet to play. I was afternoons, and then we moved to mornings, and then went to mornings, and then we moved the
this is easy.
Later. So
the morning show gets a late tee off, and the afternoon show has an early tee off.
The problem is it's a shotgun start. So they all start at once.
Well, let's change it.
Get it done.
Let's change that.
Well, we're hoping to be big.
Let's add 2 hours to the tournament.
What we're hoping for is that we will have 2 flights. Used to we only had 1, but we were almost to enough to start asking for a second flight last time. We were turning people away. So we're hoping that we'll reach a level to where we're doing 2 flights for the tournament. We just haven't gotten enough to get there. And once that arrives, then we're golden, Pony Boy.
Well,
then we're playing. But up until now, it has not been a feasible thing because while our guests are happy to be with us, our sponsors would like us to be on the air to promote the fact that they're sponsoring, and we've served that God.
I think that because of my arrival here, the popularity of the station is going to
go just bananas.
Explode!
So then we double the flight. So that's just a challenge to guys like Goldfinger and the likes that are always there.
A good idea would be let Edwin and Vic host the last 2 hours of our show one day, and
I'm all for it.
I'm just saying that it could work.
It could be worse for a lot of folks. Have you seen the story about CT Pan and all of his caddy?
You were telling me about this. I mean, listen, the last thing I was doing was watching golf on the river this weekend.
You weren't paying attention to the Canadian Open?
No, I don't like Canadian things.
Was Scheffler allowed to cross the border?
I don't think so.
I would like to think that crime wave was kept in the United States. I'd hate to think that we're exporting some of our criminals to
I
other
know
countries.
charges were dropped, but
hey,
I think we should still at least have an ankle bracelet on the guy. Something. Keep an eye on.
Better
him.
be low jacked. I don't know if they
Probation
let him over
or
Canada.
something.
That guy's a menace. Ask all those folks in Louisville. But
the Canadian Prime Minister says they're not sending their best; they're sending their worst. The rapists and the cop assaulters. This is who they send to us.
That didn't sound Canadian. That sounded Middle Eastern. But
no, that was French Canadian.
Oh, that was.
God, my French and Middle Eastern are way too close.
Really? Not even there. This guy
they send the verse.
This guy CT Pan, his caddy Fluff. We all know Fluff. Mike Fluff Cowan took a spill on hole 3, went down.
On the third hole?
On the third hole.
What was his beers per hole average?
We all know Fluff. But I think those are behind him. So CT was in a lurch, and a person in the gallery jumped the rope, picked up the heavy bag, and caddied for him for nearly a full hole, and then realized this was a bad idea. I don't know what I'm doing. And then they found
hand me the how many yards are we? And the guy's like, huh?
What? I got to carry this thing?
What?
Now,
where's your cart?
Now, if I'm standing in the gallery at the Canadian Open and I see CT Pan, a Taiwanese professional golfer, in need of the assistance that only I can provide, am I getting 5%?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to clear. Maybe I'm just thinking that first guy might have found out he wasn't getting a cut.
Oh, maybe he did tell him, like, hey, all the 5% has to go to Fluff's medical bills.
Maybe Fluff needs some surgery.
Broken hip or something.
It is perfectly legal under the rules of golf for someone in the gallery to step in, much like E. King Gill of Texas A&M lore. The 12th man was ready. The Canadians, they too stand ready.
Was that a made-up person you just said?
No, that's the 12th man.
I thought you were the 12th man.
Well, we are all 12th men, AJ.
But what was his name?
E. King Gill stood ready on the sidelines.
And they put him in the game?
If need be. He never had to go in.
They put it, but he was ready if they needed
for the entire football game. Hence, we Aggies wear number 12 in preparation. Nay, may I say. I'm sorry, I got lost. So this guy made it for a hole. Now, this is all on TV. This is the Canadian Open. This is big time stuff.
Never heard of it.
So this guy, and then after the next hole, he had to go find another caddy. And then I got another caddy in between there. But when he went in to turn at 9, going to the clubhouse, there was a caddy who had been on the tour who actually knew him, who lived awfully close to the Canadian Open. This 76-year-old caddy jumped into his caddy and sped
76-year-old
over and grabbed that bag and carried it 9 holes.
I'll be honest. I'd feel bad if a 76-year-old man was carrying around my golf clubs. You'd think that there would be
Fluff's 76. They're all.
Yeah, but he just broke his hip. You want 2 on your resume and 1 Canadian Open?
Well, I mean, stop him before he wounds again. But
I would feel like maybe there's an opening for golf caddies to be like day laborers and stand outside the club.
They are. I bet there are.
Wave at you like, hey, look at me, and flex your muscle, like, hey, very strong. I know my yardage.
Más fuerte. Más.
I can do all. I can carry 2 bags at once.
I would just like to be the guy that would recommend a club. Like, no, man. If I was you, I'd punch my. You got an alien wedge?
I'd just be like,
how far can you putt? I'd see me personally. If it was me right here, I know I'm 50 yards from the green, but I would use my putter because I'm afraid to put the ball in the air. So what? Just hand your pro a putter.
I'd say,
hey, you know what? I'd use the putter if I was you.
Par 5. I'd use driver twice.
Pull out
Why
that
not?
driver.
Why not? Let it eat, baby. That's what I'd say to the guy. And he'd be like, dude, you can't do that. And I'd say, shh, just tee it up again right here in the middle of the rough that you landed in off the tee.
Have all the illegal clubs.
Yeah,
man. You don't have the alien lob wedge?
Yeah, you got that one that you got the straps and you keep your arms from going out of whack.
You don't have that club? That's what I use.
That's what I would use right here. I'd put on that device and just with the halo, where you can't move your head. It's like,
if I was playing with a guy and wanted him to play like me, use your 5-iron, man. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Just punch out of the woods.
or be like real zen and just be like, whatever you're feeling, man.
Be the ball, bro.
What feels good?
Be the ball.
Like,
I'm used to playing in the woods. I'm not used to being out here in the fairway. I don't know.
Close your eyes and think of a number 3 through 9. Why 3 through 9? Like,
I'm holding one of these clubs.
I don't see a 2. Like, what am I supposed to do?
And if it was me personally, it wouldn't matter. So I'm going to give you a 5-iron.
Yeah, man.
That's my favorite club.
That's the one. 5-iron is a versatile
I can
club.
use the 5 from 200 to 25 out. I can use it in a variety of ways.
Yeah, it's just how hard do I swing
That's
it?
exactly it. So, dude, I'd use the 5-iron. I don't know.
These damn Canadians.
I wouldn't use the driver if it was me.
Did the guy
I'd just
win?
leave the driver in the trunk.
Did the guy win?
CT Span did not win, I don't think.
How'd he finish?
I don't have any idea. Let's see here. Pan ended up using 4 caddies. Let's see what we have with this.
They don't tell you about the score. You'd think that'd be like at the top.
No, the Canadians, they're sorry about it. They were all watching the
I want to know what
play.
I want to know what his payoff was.
Let's see. I'm trying to find that. Let me find the following here. Canadian Open standings.
Well,
he was playing over the weekend, so he got paid.
It can't be that bad. All right, let's hit a break. We'll figure out what CT Pan netted his. Do you pay per hole? I don't know how it works, but we'll also talk about the Canadian team in the Stanley Cup Finals. We'll see if those hosers can make it any further. But we thought Dallas was going to go 2 for 2 on their title teams. Looks like that's not the case. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Monday on the Blitz, we get to start previewing the NBA Finals. Mavericks and Celtics. Who you got?
We're going to start that. It's only going to be Monday. We don't get a game until Thursday and no basketball over the weekend. But we did go play golf. I'm sure we'll talk about that. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You want another way to add excitement to watching the NBA playoffs? Jason Minix here. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. It is a fan favorite way to play fantasy sports, especially playing the pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry, and all you have to do is select higher or lower on player stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It is fantasy and it is legal in Texas. So get started by going to the easy-to-use Underdog Fantasy mobile app or go to the website underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, sign up using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. American-made, doctor-developed, clinically proven whole-body deodorant, built for men, built for hard work. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 5-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 5050 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 5050. Go to shopmando.com, code 5050 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 5050.
Are your windows struggling to keep up with the game? It's time to upgrade with Maverick Windows. Stay ahead of the competition with energy-efficient windows. Call Maverick Windows at 800-972-3631. That's 800-972-3631 to get a free quote.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Let's go! Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The home of the Cowboys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. When are we going to California?
That last week in July. We'll start Mike McCarthy's Friday mornings with the Huddle, the Morning Huddle with McCarthy.
Man.
That first Friday prior to the game. He's a morning regular with us.
That'll be fun.
He's a good dude, man. You will appreciate McCarthy. He's a terrible liar.
Okay.
So you can always tell when he's dancing around a lie. But he knows he's a terrible liar too. So
Well, what do you mean? When have you heard him lie?
He
Trey Lance is close to mastering the offense.
That throwing motion, evidently he came in throwing like an OU softball pitcher, and they've got it. Now he's throwing
Like this?
overhand. Well, he was throwing underhand. That was a problem.
Was he
That's
doing
why
like
San
the
Francisco
spin
cut him.
around and then?
Yeah, he was doing that underhand delivery that worked every now and then for Favre, but on the most,
He calls it his rise ball.
his rise ball. So they have radically changed his throwing motion. And wait till you see him, the master of this. Now you're going to enjoy him because he'll be as honest as he can, but he also there's things you just can't talk about. And it's funny when listening to it talk around it. You learn you only have so much time, so you don't get to go back and say, "Come on, coach."
And we have a night with Jarrah out
Oh,
there.
we'll have Jaron more than once.
Okay.
Steven's a regular with Jason and Joe, so he does
Okay.
the afternoons, and we get McCarthy in the morning.
But we get a night kind of off the record.
Oh
night
no, yeah,
where-
we will have one night at one of the Malibu, right on the ocean shore, Nobu, the Wolfgang Puck restaurant.
Nobu, what a
Jerry
place.
rents a bus out from Oxnard. For those unaware, it's about an hour ride further north than Malibu. And we'll get on a private bus and we'll take the Pacific Coast Highway down the most beautiful stretch of the road in the world, and then have heavy hors d'oeuvres with Jarrah and the crew off the record the entire night.
I don't even want to ask him any questions. I just want to eat a bunch of Nobu.
The food is really good. You never know who's going to stop by. Al Michaels last year, Musburger's been in there. If they get a chance to hold court with Jerry, they're normally around.
Now, when you're ordering at Nobu,
You don't order. It's just they keep
It's
bringing
just there.
platters. It's Asian inspired
sushi
California
mostly.
cuisine.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of sushi, but I don't think Jerry likes the sushi. So it's mostly lots of beef, lots of.
Why would you pick Nobu if you don't like sushi?
Well, I think he likes this, but it's not. There's some sushi, but it's not as much as you'd think.
I'm gonna eat all the
it's
sushi.
all the food is.
I'm gonna eat it
all
all.
of it. All of it is just you eat as much as you can, and it just keeps coming. And it's open bar and on the beach in Malibu.
My wife and I ate at Nobu Caesars in Vegas only on points.
Oh, that's awesome.
All we had to do was tip and ran up like, I don't know, between two of us, $600 something bill.
That's some high end. sushi,
but it was all paid for.
Well, I mean, you paid for it.
Yeah,
in a roundabout way. You just paid for it in the past.
you just gambled. And sometimes you win
Well,
when
yeah,
you gamble.
Sometimes that's how you. But losing accrues points too.
It does. That's the beauty.
So
of
that's
it.
the glory of that. You did pay for it one way or the other.
And you always get the free drinks because when you hit a certain status, 4 free drinks a day at Caesars. That's the thing I miss the most. It's an alcoholic's dream.
You just walk in and
you lose it. You lose enough money. They say every time you
card
come
down,
in,
you look like you need a drink.
4 free drinks.
Does it any drink like or
$25 or less?
So
you get a nice drink, $25.
Yes, you get the tab, and it's like a 25. If you bring me a $25 drink, there better be sparks coming off this thing.
Oh yeah, in Vegas though, that's an old fashioned.
That's just a typical drink.
But when it's all free, it's like
Only other time I spent that much money on a drink, I expected other stuff going. It was an entirely different place. It was an entirely different club.
Yeah,
and it was a champagne cocktail.
Right.
I always thought those things were expensive for a reason. Turns out it's not much to it.
It's Larry Flint's Hustler Club.
Champagne cocktail in the
Rob,
champagne room.
This is when Rob was hooping. He's like, I'm a hustler. Seems like my kind of spot.
That's right, man.
There you go.
There's no sex in the champagne room.
No, there is no sex in the champagne room, and there's no sex for the Dallas Stars.
Sorry,
hosers. You lost to Canadians.
Shame.
Did you see the girl, the Edmonton fan, who is getting credited for the Oilers winning?
Was she diverting attention from what was going on the ice? I think that's worthy of a Google.
I look up Edmonton Oilers female fan.
What would be the discerning if I was to describe her? What Edmonton fan? And give me, if you were to describe a body part or parts that I should put in there to Google to help me find her. Was there something unique about her?
Firm.
Okay. Edmonton fan, firm hockey fan.
Yeah. Let's see.
See what we get here.
Let's see how it.
She went way too far on the celebration. Would that be her?
Maybe.
Let's see. I'm getting the sense that might be her. I gotta sit through a commercial.
You can probably just type topless. Also.
Oh, so we did. So there were some body parts that I could have included that would have helped.
Yes,
in the description. So now,
yeah, because I don't know if the YouTube can even show.
Oh no, she's lifting her jersey. I see it.
Yeah,
that's an exuberant fan, and I too would have been.
Yeah, they're not showing it on that YouTube, are
they? We see the beginning. We don't get the
here's
True Detective drop. That
you got to look on Twitter. Twitter doesn't. They're not gonna.
Yeah, Twitter won't hide it.
Like YouTube, they're like, oh, you're not allowed to see boobies. Twitter's like, you want to see them, you can see them.
And this was after. Was this
after a goal? But then they said that she was like trying to be a distraction to the players.
Well,
which
I think she kind of was.
If I'm the Oilers, I would have her up against the glass every home game without question. Best seats in the house. Congratulations. You're basically our mascot, right?
Well, she's, anything for the team, boss. Anything for the team.
And then I would call her, I don't know, Oil Cans.
Oil Cans Boyd.
Oil Cans Boyd. That's the way to do it. But yeah, the Oilers get the 2-1 win. It was a 2-0 game, and this is what happens in 2-0 playoff games. The Oilers made the rest of the game as boring as possible.
I tried to run it. I tried to stay with it. I tried to work it. I couldn't stay, man.
No,
it was. I've never seen or heard a louder crowd with less going on, and so I kept thinking, "Am I missing something? Is there something going on that only experienced hockey guys really enjoy?" Because for 40 minutes, I didn't see I swear, I don't think I saw them, Edmonton anyway, take a shot.
They didn't. Edmonton, I think, finished the game with 10 shots on goal.
That's about right.
And they had 2 goals. And Dallas had like 35 shots on goal and got 1. Which, I mean, listen, when you get a 2-0 lead in the playoffs, you play a different style. I like it when they're one goal games.
Yeah, this wasn't that. It was kind of just, let's throw a wet blanket and let's play the 4 corners.
But the last couple minutes after Dallas did score,
I was gone. I already left.
You were out. But it was like Dallas pulled their goalie. It was 6 men, and they're all just banging it at the goalie. Everything's close. They had, I don't know how many chances they had in the last 30 seconds, but just couldn't get it done. But that was exciting. But yeah, I get it, man. I don't blame you for wanting to check out. It's hard for me sometimes too. In the regular season, no one cares. They just keep going. In the playoffs, and I don't feel bad for Dallas having this happen to them because this is what they did the entire playoffs to everybody else: get a lead and then just sit on it. And to be fair,
be fun.
It's how Vegas won the whole Stanley Cup last year. Was they did that the same thing? But Edmonton and the Florida Panthers going to be in your Stanley Cup final.
2,500 miles apart, largest
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it could be any further, to be honest. I guess Vancouver and Florida.
I don't know how far north. They could be North Pole, wherever they are. Where are they? Where's Edmonton? I don't know.
Canada.
And somewhere in Canada, and it's all mountains and snow, right?
Yeah.
That's all they've got.
I don't think there's mountains there. I think Edmonton is like it's kind of like the Lubbock of
wow.
It's the Lubbock of
That's
Canada.
Their marketing ploy.
Yeah,
the Lubbock of
Canada.
If you stand out in the field, you can see the back of your head.
Yeah,
that would be Edmonton. So Alberta, where the hell is Alberta? Is that east or west?
It's like middle west.
Okay, because I know where Vancouver is.
That's far
which
west.
is lovely part of the world.
Yeah, great place.
Edmonton doesn't. I think Edmonton and Winnipeg and Calgary. I just picture frozen, just frozen. Everything frozen.
I think it's literally like the Lubbock of. I mean, it's nothing there.
Canada's Lubbock.
Yeah. I know, like the worst part of Canada is like, well, not the worst part, but I like the real desolate part is the middle, Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan's where Regina is, which an
unfortunate.
My old
place to be from.
My old co-host's wife was from Regina, and it just led to countless jokes
That's
about
not where you want to be from.
Well, you're spending your whole summer in Regina. There's worse places to be.
Well, we could just keep going,
right?
But that's
it does have an odor to it.
Where'd you come from? Well, didn't we all? There. I'm looking at. There's a state in Canada I didn't know existed. Nunavut? What is that?
That's all the islands and stuff. That's the middle of nowhere.
I've never heard that word before. I knew Northwest Territories and Yukon because I know country music. British Columbia, I knew that. Alberta, of course. Saskatchewan, the rodeos there. Manitoba, I know all of them.
But look up the population of Nunavut.
Nunavut. None of it. I don't know none of it. That's what that is. That's none of
it's
it.
Basically,
where are you from? None of it.
The North Pole, pretty much.
None of it. That's just south of Kalabalit.
Oh, well, yeah, that's everybody's favorite place.
None of it in south of Kalabalit. I had no idea. So the excitement level coming out of Edmonton was utterly frightening last night.
Utters like that girl that was. Well, is that what you're saying?
You know what? That's Freudian. That was something I didn't even know I'd said it.
Thinking it, but not saying.
Who's the stud? What Connor
McDavid.
That's a steely-eyed, calm, cool, collected cat, man.
Well, it's about time because this is a guy who everybody says is the best hockey player in the whole wide world. And well, now he's finally won some playoff games, and he gets a chance to play for it. And I mean, it's just like any other sport. If you don't win one, then how good are you? This is the first time since 2021 that there's a Canadian team in the finals. Before 2021, it was like 2011. It's the Oilers' first appearance since 2006. A team from Canada has not won the Stanley Cup since 1993.
That sucks for them.
It does. It's their game.
It's their game. It's like us losing baseball to Canada or Mexico every year.
Or it's like the Raptors winning the NBA title every year and nobody else is able to. Like, what the hell? What are we doing wrong here?
Although Toronto's turned into a bit of a hotbed. They're putting out, I mean.
Yeah, but it's still our game.
You're right. I can't imagine. The poor Canadians.
It sucks,
man. And you don't say that very often. And this Connor McDavid dude, after they again, they haven't done this for what? 20 years, 25 years? I keep thinking that Connor McDavid is young. But
he's kind of young.
He's a 9-year pro.
Yeah. Well, but remember hockey, they start when they're like 18. So he's 27 years old. He's young.
Oh, he's still young. I mean, but Is he the like Jason Tatum of the NHL?
No, he is because he's a better player than that.
Well, he doesn't have a ring.
No, but he's I'm trying to think who it could be then. He's widely regarded. He's like a Mike Trout.
Yeah, that's perfect. The Mike Trout.
He is the Mike Trout.
Best
like
player
5 years ago, like Mike, and no, there's no question Mike Trout's the best baseball player in the world. It's like, well, how come he never makes the playoffs? Well, because it's a team game. It's not, and I think it's harder. Like people will say, oh, it's like basketball because there's 6 guys on the ice. It's not that, but remember, these guys are rotating in and out. But Connor McDavid world, he's just never been able to win it. But that's what it's like. I think Mike Trout's probably the best comp.
I think that really must be.
Or Ken Griffey Jr. Like, like you can be really great and just never win.
Post game, though, I guess he's got the attitude that you need. Like, we're not done yet. But
nobody touched that cup.
For a Canadian dude to be taking a Canadian team to the NHA finals that hadn't happened in 25 years.
This would be a big deal.
He was pretty low key. Like, it's a pretty good night.
I normally don't cheer for foreigners. I think I'm cheering for the Oilers. I don't think they're gonna win, but I'm gonna cheer for them.
Get some suntan lotion, go to Florida.
All right, we're gonna talk some sports for Falcons on the other side. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Touchdown Vegas! What a wild finish!
Your home for the NFL.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Folks, maintaining a healthy AC system is just like maintaining a healthy diet. Let's make sure your system is clean and efficient. Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 88589E M16004.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle. Unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-881-4242. That's 800-881-4242.
Rob Thompson here for my favorite fantasy app. It's Prize Picks. I'm just one of 3 million people that love more or less. Where else are you going to take a $10 play and turn it into $100X of your cash? It's Prize Picks. And as basketball winds down, the games continue. Yeah, lots of finals action there. More or less, you fantasy guys, you know how to play along with the other 5 million active members. More or less is all that matters. And in June, as basketball winds down, I have got the fun for you. Easy esports. Yeah, get in on esports every Wednesday and Saturday in June, and your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose the Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, League of Legends. You know them. Go play them. Fantasy games elevated. More or less. It's easy. Take $10, turn it into 100 extra cash, and it's so easy to play. Remember the code ALAMO. Go to prizepicks.com. Get yourself signed up. Use that fantasy knowledge. Go play today. That's Prize Picks and Alamo.
Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or place. Opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details. Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text SCREEN to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text SCREEN to 200-300. Text the word SCREEN to 200-300. Don't wait. Text SCREEN to 200-300.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Texas Rangers shut out the Miami Marlins 6-0 to take 2 of the 3 in their series. The Houston Astros fell 4-3 to the Minnesota Twins in their rubber game as they dropped 2 of 3 in that series. They return to action tonight with the St. Louis Cardinals' first pitch at the Juice Box set for 7:10. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, getting you to work on a Monday. Looks like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
So that's the great thing about radio is you never hear that.
I believe I'd whoop somebody's ass they ever said that.
I've whooped their ass. Something like that.
What a great piece of film is the great Office Space. What happened to the Brahmas this week? Is it Brahmas or Brahmas?
Well, depending on where you're from. See, I grew up Brahmas. That's just how I grew up. But evidently it's Brahmas. As Danny and Dwayne would have us say it.
Well, yeah, The Rock, he's from Florida, so he,
So Brahmas, they lost.
Losers.
But they're
still in
done.
it, right?
Yeah, they're playing the backups, I guess.
So this was like their week 7, their version of a week 17
I think
or
there
week
were,
18.
all those guys that were playing fantasy UFL fantasy football were screwed. All the starters were sitting.
Man, I feel bad. I guess I need to dig into this a little bit more and like pay attention to the players. I'm not buying into the local thing, I guess. Is that my problem?
No, and we love Wade. We have Wednesdays with Wade, with Jason and Joe, and there's fandom. But
appreciate you having me on.
I'm 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times bitten here.
You're tired of it. You're being tricked.
I have been burned. I have been bamboozled. I have been lied to. I have been led astray. I have been lured into. I have been hoodwinked by a variety of programs and franchises with 3 and 4 letters, initials, leagues, and no, it's going to take a year before I buy into this. I just don't trust them.
I just pulled up the statistics for the Brahmas. How do they have a different dude leading in passing yards and passing touchdowns?
You got your designated thrower. Really? Did somebody get hurt?
Quentin Dormady is the leader in passing yards. Chase Garber's the leader in passing touchdowns.
You got.
You know what they say? If you got two quarterbacks, it means you don't got one.
Well, evidently it's working. The UFL requires two good quarterbacks. I think we're just about the best team in the league.
Well, I think they're the second best team
Really?
in the
Who's
league.
the best team in the league?
Well, I don't know, but it says the Brahmas are second in the standings. I would guess. Oh, who was it? The Birmingham Stallions?
Yeah, they're always good.
That's who just beat them.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, they're 9-1.
Yeah, that's the Birmingham Stallions have been in every league we've been in. We've taken different names. They just are always the Stallions.
Oh, but now the Brahmas are tied for first place in the XFL division or XFL conference. I don't know what it is. XFL
with the Battlehawks.
With the Battlehawks
and the Panthers.
Boy, you know who stinks is the Houston Roughnecks.
Suck.
1-9. They should just fold the damn team.
I think there's going to be some off-season work.
They've got. I mean, what a joke.
You know, the sad thing about it is, you know, the league hires all these coaches. There's not like a Houston general manager angry, like, I'm going to fire you.
You're out.
It's all the coaches get paid the same and go to the same meetings.
It's so weird. I mean, I don't know. That's things like that. When you say stuff like that, makes me think there's no way this thing lasts.
How can this work? Because
how's
the
it going to
competitive advantage that, you know, you need to have a guy that's in it for me. I'm in it for how do the Brahmas win and how do I put you out of business?
Or I'm fired.
Oh yeah, or I'm fired. This communist gathering of coaches. I don't buy that. I don't like this at all.
Because do they fire you if you? I mean, do they fire you if you don't win enough games?
Well, Hines Ward was the San Antonio coach for the XFL team before the UFL, and they fired him. Now? They let him go.
Were the Brahmas no good?
I don't remember us being bad. I don't think we were terrible, but evidently Wade has made a difference.
Yeah, well, you know, Rob. I believe in. I like to score points, and usually I found when you win games when you score the most points. Thanks, Wade.
My daddy bum told him one time.
That's what my daddy taught me. Well, the Brahmas, I guess now they're headed to the playoffs anyway. Doesn't much matter. And if they lose, I'm going to come on the radio and pretend to be very disappointed.
Me too. Heartbroken.
And if they win, I'll probably buy a t-shirt.
I will own it, and I will be honking down Chavez.
Yeah, suck it, guys.
Going to be running our horns. I wonder if the fans are crazy enough to do that. If they win the title,
will we have a parade?
I would like to think.
I hope not. I hate parades.
Oh, you haven't been to one. See, with us, when we have it's a river parade, so we put everybody on boats.
Well, to be fair, where I live and where I work would be unaffected by a downtown parade.
It would not hurt you one bit.
So you know what? I'll approve of it.
It's actually pretty fun.
Generally, I won't go. I'll never go to a parade. I don't like being around all those people and like.
Not a parade goer, huh?
I hate parades. I really do. I hate that they cause traffic jams. They slow down business. It's like, listen, okay, your team won. Let's move on.
What about like a Thanksgiving parade?
I hate that even more. No? Bro, go home and eat turkey. What's wrong with you? The New Year's parade. Why? Like, we had fireworks last night.
Oh, this is completely separate. But did you see? Speaking of events, I was thinking Thanksgiving and A&M and Texas fixing to play. They moved the Texas OU kickoff. Finally, Texas OU will not be kicking off at noon anymore. It's going to get the 2:30 time slot. Finally,
boy,
because the SEC has that kind of power.
Wow.
So yeah, so Texas OU fan, you got a whole day of Saturday to walk around the land there
to get Liddy Mc.
It's going to feel seriously by 2:30. Think of how much more activity you get for that extra 3 hours. That's really going to matter. That's huge. That's a big deal. It's kind of like going into Baton Rouge on a 7:00 kickoff. That 3 hours, 4 hours matters in Baton Rouge. It's a whole different football game after the sun sets in Baton Rouge that would be at the noon kickoff. And I think it's going to change the dynamics of the football game. It will.
How many have you been to the Texas OU game?
I have never attended. I have no dog in that fight, so I've chosen to. I'm happy no matter what turns out on that first Saturday in October. Somebody going to lose, and I'm going to celebrate.
You like that? Yeah, your boy Rick Perry. I used to go to the games, and Rick Perry would be up in the press box, literally climbing on the tables, pretending to be a Texas fan. Yeah, it would have made you throw up in your mouth.
Anything?
Rob.
Well, it would have, and
Because he's one of yours, isn't he?
He is one. He does have a ring. We'll give him that.
Yeah. Not a championship ring, because no living Aggie has that.
Depending on what sport, but no. Football. We have a mythical. What was it? 59? I think is the.
Y'all claiming one?
I think there's one. There's one out there that I've seen listed. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Brigham Young can claim one too. So
sure.
Why can't we?
Sure.
Why can't we? Really? You want another one coming? If we're gonna talk, okay. I opened the can. I did. Saturday night, Texas Longhorn fan. I'm sorry about that. Y'all can go work on your pitching and catching, and we'll see you next.
Work on some defense, huh?
We'll see you next February.
Bunch of losers
going down.
Now, Ted Cruz is out there cheering for Longhorns sometimes, Aggies sometimes, and isn't he like an Ivy Leaguer?
Yes, he's a Harvard
poser. Damn poser. There's a long-standing history of him not cheering for the right teams. So I think anytime he shows up and starts cheering for your team, it's like, oh no, what's happening here?
Politics aside, Ted Cruz is just a genuine. The word I want to use.
Not your kind of guy.
Even people that like him don't like him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's one of those guys.
Well, he's got one of those faces.
I think the former senator from Minnesota, who was on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, what's his name?
Al Franken.
Al Franken, yeah.
Al Franken put it best. He goes, I like Ted Cruz as much as any Republican, and keep in mind, Republicans hate him. So I think that was put best by his fandom is the worst.
Yeah, he just
shows up wearing your shirt.
It's bad news.
It's going to go south. And there's been a lot of guys like that.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of guys that just don't root the right way.
Well,
I'm that guy.
I think he just shows up like he feels like, oh, a Texas team is in it. I got to show up and cheer. And the Texas is playing. You're playing for the college football playoffs.
Shirts.
Yeah.
Do I wear the orange or the maroon today?
Oh, Astros are in the World Series. I better show up. Rangers are in the World Series the next year. I better show up.
Put on my boots.
Yeah,
I don't look like they've never been worn.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Put on my Texas outfit and go act like I'm a Texas Astros fan.
Do you think there's trouble for the Atlanta Falcons and the Philadelphia Eagles? There's supposed to be rulings this week. We're going to find out what kind of punishment is coming to these teams. I'll be honest, the more I read about this Atlanta Falcons thing, like they might lose a first-round draft.
It's fascinating how this came to be. It's truly fascinating how they put themselves in this situation.
The Falcons are being investigated, and Kirk Cousins hasn't helped them at all. Like Kirk Cousins is the reason why.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh man, I'm so happy to be here. They were courting me for, and it's like, wait a minute, what? Excuse me? Pardon? But they might lose a first-round pick. And the more I think of it, the idea that they are going to lose a first-round pick, they may have known that they were going to lose a first-round pick when they made their first-round pick this year. Because think about that, Rob. If you knew you were likely to lose your first-round pick next year,
what would you do this year?
Do you maybe take a quarterback? Even if you know you don't need one immediately because you're not going to be able to take one next year, it kind of makes sense, right?
But this is a chicken or the egg thing because they didn't have to do anything and they could have taken any quarterback they wanted this year or next.
That's true.
So I'm not sure if they're just not stupid, if they just aren't ignorant enough to speak when they shouldn't be speaking and to have told their new found player, look, man, don't talk about the first time we talked to you, because the first time we talked to you, that was tortuous influence. That what we did was we broke a law when we did that. You were under contract with someone else. We weren't allowed to speak to you. So don't bring up the fact that we called you back in February. Just don't bring it up. But no.
I believe that the league is taking this more and more seriously. Go back to 2016, the Chiefs gave up a 3rd-round pick and a 6th-round pick for tampering with Jeremy Maclin. They were also fined $250,000. Andy Reid was fined $75K. Then last year, 2023, the Dolphins lost their first round pick for tampering with trying to talk to Sean Payton and Tom Brady. And like
that was when Foster was trying to be Dr. Evil. What was he trying to engineer this coup of all coups that would have landed Payton and Brady all in one? They deserved to lose picks over that one.
Yeah. And they end up like Brian Flores is somehow the fall guy for it all, which, by the way, I think Brian Flores is one of the best coaches in the NFL. Like, I think he's one of the best coaches who's not a head coach.
I think there's a lawsuit involved with this still in play.
I think that's why he's not a head coach somewhere, because
wrong Brian. Remember the tweet? Congratulations. Yeah. Oops, wrong Brian.
Yeah.
You meant to text Dable, not me.
I think the Falcons are going to lose, if not a first round pick, second round pick.
I think scheme of things, before we get the depths of what Atlanta did and what Philly did, what are your thoughts on just the idea of the undue influence or any of this that they're getting after him for? I mean, do you have a problem with tampering?
No, I like tampering. I think you should be able to constantly say, hey, this is why you should be here instead. This is a better place.
This is why you sign contracts. That's why you give them a contract.
Yeah, because it's not like if Atlanta said, hey, we really want you here, Kirk could just say, it's almost like being married. Like, you're wearing a wedding ring. There might be some girl at the bar who knows that you're married, knows that you're under contract, but says, hey,
I don't care.
Just so you know, my team's pretty good.
Right.
And that leaves the onus on you as the guy under contract to decide, how important is this contract that I've got? Is it worth half my stuff? And maybe that's what it should be. Maybe if you break out of your contract, you've got to pay.
Well, I mean, there's laws allowing this. I mean, if you're under contract, you shouldn't be spoken to. But, it's kind of like.
But being flirted with?
Well, that's just it. The old axiom in business world is if you have a union, you probably deserved it.
Yeah.
I mean, if the guy jumped the contract, he probably deserved to get it jumped. You never really can evaluate why people talk. But this whole, the very idea, especially in professional sports, I see why you have to be strict about it, because there are a lot of ways and there's a lot of money. And this is set up to protect the owners, to protect each other from themselves. I mean, that's the only reason this is a thing, because they know that I'm a snake because I'm a billionaire and I've snaked a lot of people. I know you're a snake. I know it's a different industry you're a snake in. So I don't trust you as much as I don't trust me. So we can have none of this. And they come down pretty hard. $75,000 for Andy Reid. That's a lot of money, bro. I mean, it doesn't feel like it. I know he makes a lot of money, but
and that was 10 years ago.
That's a lot of money to throw down on a coach, not the organization, but the coach. So they do take it seriously, because those guys don't trust each other, because they know they're all snakes.
All right, we got to hit a break. When we come back, I want to talk about perverts in Arkansas and why are there so many? What is going on in that state that's leading people to pull their cranks out? I don't understand it, but there's something in the water in Arkansas. Talk about that on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Monday on the Blitz, we get to start previewing the NBA Finals. Mavericks and Celtics. Who you got?
We're going to start that. It's only going to be Monday. We don't get a game until Thursday, and no basketball over the weekend. But we did go play golf. I'm sure we'll talk about that. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Feel that heat? That's how it should feel when you're outdoors watching your favorite team coming up to bat, not in your home. Call Maverick Windows at 800-972-3631. That's 800-972-3631 and get a free quote for new energy-efficient windows.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new...
All our customers can contact us this way.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just kidding.
But I am always up for
Taco Pizza!
Jigsaw!
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando whole body deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 1515 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1515. Go to shopmando.com, code 1515 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1515.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Breaking news! The Minnesota Vikings. Thank you. The Minnesota Vikings have agreed to give Justin Jefferson $140 million over the next 4 years, 110 of it guaranteed. I'm going to do some quick GOAT math here. That is $35 million a year for the next 4 years, which makes him the highest paid wide receiver in the history of the world.
The highest paid non-quarterback in the history of the world.
History of the world.
Top that, Jerry with CD.
Or don't.
Well, he won't.
Justin Jefferson better than CD Lamb. Unpopular opinion in San Antonio, probably, but
I think most people agree that Jefferson's better. I don't think that's a slap in the face.
I don't think so either. I mean, he's like the best. He's the best guy.
So do the math here. We're looking at about 35. That's what he's coming in at. That's probably where everybody forecasted. I don't think that's outrageously out of where we thought it was going to land. I'm interested to see where Chase lands after this. But
here's the thing, though. It won't be shocking if CD gets the same amount as Justin Jefferson.
At any contract, the first thing you look at is what's the guarantee.
Yeah,
that's where we're starting.
110.
We're starting at 110 million guaranteed. That will be a guaranteed. CD will get at least that guarantee.
Yeah.
Now the rest of the dollars might look smaller or bigger, but the guarantee, he gonna get that. Now whether they spread it out 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 110 million will be in CD's bank, guaranteed.
It feels about right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think I'm curious to see. This is the first domino, and rarely does the best guy get paid first. But maybe that's the way it goes with I don't know. I'm thinking about quarterbacks, but I guess with these guys, it's like, okay, I'm setting the market, and if Justin Jefferson says I'm the best guy, I should get more than any receiver ever. That's probably what he'll get. And you know what? Jamar Chase, who's probably just a tick behind him, Jamar Chase is probably happy that he did, because now Jamar Chase might get more.
I have no doubt in my mind. He is alone in the guys that are out there that will get more. I think when he gets his next,
I think he's the only guy in the conversation with him as like the top dude. But Justin Jefferson now $35 million a year, $34 million a year for Bosa makes that used to be that used to be the highest paid non-quarterback. So
without on the top of your head, and you're just playing GM, I'm not asking you to go too deep into numbers, but of the non-quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the rush ends, where would you spend your money? Would you
pass rushers?
It would be. I think I might as well. I think they're harder to come by.
Pass rushers, or like if you can find an elite left tackle, I love to have that. But yeah, pass rushers are so hard to find. Like pure monster pass rushers. That's why I know Micah Parsons is not due before CeeDee Lamb, and so you've got to you can't pay Parsons first because it's not not really his turn. But long term, he's more important than CeeDee. Like you can find another CeeDee Lamb before you can find another Micah Parsons.
And you look at where Minnesota is and all the teams that are going to be forced to pay these wide receivers the ridiculous amount of money. Now, Philadelphia absorbed it, and they suffered for a year. You know, when they paid AJ a year after, look at all the drain they had. They lost their running back, and they lost a defensive lineman, and they lost a defensive back. Well, they absorbed that. Now they're back. They were able to go back and get some more talent. But to be able to afford a wide receiver and a rush end or an expensive left tackle, that's almost as difficult anymore as it is to find a quarterback that's worth paying the exorbitant amount anyway.
Well, look at the Raiders. They have one of the best wide receiver, one of the highest paid wide receivers, certainly Devontae Adams.
And he's one of the best, no question.
And they have one of the best pass rushers in Max Crosby.
But
who's their quarterback? They don't have one. You can't afford one. Like, what do you do?
And you know what? If it was me, though, and you asked me which template would you like to see, I'd almost choose the Raider one, even though I know it's been an abject failure.
Yeah, the problem is if you choose that one, you have to find the young quarterback. You have to find someone on a rookie deal who you hit on. Because the Texans had that same recipe.
Right.
They had DeAndre Hopkins and J.J. Watt. They were established as one of the best wide receivers, one of the best pass rushers in the league. And once they got Deshaun Watson, it was like, okay, now something can happen here. Of course, Deshaun found a way to screw that up. But that's when they had their window open. And, you know, we'll see if they can do that again. That's always the rest. But, I mean, the Cowboys have that right now. They've got one of the best wide receivers. I mean, at a minimum, one of the top 10 wide receivers in the league. They've got one of the top 5 pass rushers in the league. What are you going to do with it?
Well, it seems I think we get lost in the contract conversation. Yeah, all these guys are still here. They're not walking away. Everybody we're talking about at the very minimum are here for at least one more year. But CD would be even beyond that.
Oh, they're not at OTAs. Who gives a bleep?
Well beyond that. So no, they're in prime position now. I don't think it's going to work out because they're in this prime position, but I think that'll be the very reason why this thing falls apart in the middle of November.
The way it could work out, which is the way it won't work out, is you let Dak walk away and you start over with a young quarterback and you pay those 2 cornerstone guys and hope that next the quarterback you draft is as good as Dak.
You kind of sense Jerry's praying that he does have a quarterback that is indeed the master of this offense, that he can, let that quarterback walk for a year or two and go ahead and pay CD and Micah exactly what they're worth, and
but
then
you know
fit
what?
that peg in after those guys are paid.
Here's the problem with Trey Lance at this point is because he's now been in the league for a little while, since 2021.
That 5th year.
Think about, I mean, the Bears just moved on from Justin Fields because it was decision time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same draft class. And so far, I mean, Justin Fields has done significantly more than Trey Lance has. And the Bears were like, yeah, we don't want to.
Well, consider the situation that the Cowboys are going to find themselves. Same thing. They've got a player that if we're going to keep, it's going to cost us because it's the 5th year and the quarterbacks are getting upwards of 20. They didn't pick it up afterwards, so he's going to be a free agent. You got to know. You got to at least kind of try to find out what you got at some point, don't you? And what happens if you're the Cowboys and you're running 500 in the middle of October, November? Playoffs are kind of a distant dream. You got a quarterback that you still haven't signed if they still haven't signed him. Man, it wouldn't shock me at all to see, and they might just decide it's enough to let him go and go. And the moment they realize that, I think CD gets signed immediately. All right, that Dak money's free. You get your money, and it'll be upwards of $32 million.
But the problem is these 2021 draft class guys are getting paid now. Jalen Waddle's paid. We just talked. Jamar Chase is about to get paid. I mean, hell, Micah Parsons is in that same draft class. Like, if Trey Lance is any good, you're going to have to pay him.
At the bare minimum, $20 million, because that was what it was going to be just to pick up his option.
So they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. Like, if Trey Lance were to play and have like a good season, it's like, well, now you got to pay him based on that. And who knows if it's real? I don't know. It puts him in a weird spot for sure. The more I think about this Cowboys quarterback situation, I don't know what the best case scenario is. Like, what's the hope if you're a Cowboys fan? That, I mean, I guess the hope is that Dak takes another jump and is good enough to win a Super Bowl.
And really all the Cowboy fan needs this year, and I think all that Jerry would really be happy with at the minimum, is a win. Get to the NFC conference, get to the championship game. And I think all problems are solved. If you ask me to look into my seeing eye, I would say that Dak will get his deal. But by this time next year, we're going to be talking about how is he going to get traded.
Yeah, that might be it.
Mm-hmm.
That might be it.
They're not going to go all the way in. They're going to franchise one of the other two dudes, and the other guy's going to get a whopper deal. That's just how it's going to happen.
Well, I was going to tell you about Arkansas perverts. We'll do that on the other side.
Arkansas pervert talk.
We'll do that on the other side. And I'm not talking about Jerry Jones. All right, it's a different guy. But we'll talk about that on the other side. And I've got to
his name Jones.
I've got to figure out, why do the Astros suck? What's happened here? And I looked it up today because there was an article about the Mets and the Mets payroll, and the Mets and Astros on a per win basis they ain't far off. We'll talk about that on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save, because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
At T-Mobile, you can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800. Via virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
I learned a lot of life lessons from my dad.
He's been there my entire life, and he's been a great example of what a father should be.
He always embraced and taught me to be a cowboy.
Dad has the weight of the world on his shoulders.
The guy is extremely talented and very knowledgeable.
He's a good man and a strong man who's not afraid to do what he needs to do for his family.
It ain't easy every day, and he dang sure made it look easy.
And I'll always be thankful for that.
Boot Barn, keep west.
GiveMeTheVin.com salutes the original Iron Man. American baseball legend Lou Gehrig of the New York Yankees hit 4 consecutive home runs in a single game on this day in 1932. Speaking of Iron Man, also on this day, GiveMeTheVin.com beat a Chevy dealership's offer on the longest continuously produced American-made vehicle, the Chevy Suburban. Just another reason GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Look at you. You're a man. You work hard, you sweat hard, and then you smell hard. Just as God intended. Introducing a better way to fight your manly body odor with Mando Whole Body Deodorant. Mando takes a different approach to body odor. Instead of waiting for it to happen and covering it up, Mando's acidified technology blocks body odor before it starts anywhere on your body. That's right, anywhere. Pits, privates, and feet. Mando is clinically proven to block body odor all day and continue to control BO for 72 hours. Our cologne quality scents will enhance your manliness without being overpowering. Plus, it comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee, so there are no risks. Not that you have any problem taking risks. Hasta la vista, stench. Try Mando Whole Body Deodorant today. Go to shopmando.com and use code 1010 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1010. Shopmando.com, code 1010 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1010.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson getting you through your Monday morning. Probably on your way to work.
I hope.
You know what I hope? I hope you get in there and I hope you slap your boss in the mouth every time he acts a fool. I hope he says something crazy to you and you slap him and he apologizes.
And goes and gets tacos.
Yeah. For the whole, not just for you, but for the whole crew. And you not only are you a hero in your own mind, but you're a hero to your coworkers too.
It's like the first Monday.
What a great Monday that would be, right?
It would be. You could go home and spend the summer with your kids.
Yeah.
And
and if you can't slap your boss, just slap a coworker. See if they bring tacos.
And you know who it is.
When I came in today, Vic slapped me hard. I was like, where did this come from?
When you said that, everybody knew exactly who they were.
And he was like, oh, tacos. I want the tacos. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll bring them tomorrow. I guess. The great state of Arkansas brings us a lot of things.
I find Arkansas to be underrated as far as scenery. It's a beautiful state.
Yeah.
Up north, up there in the
mountains and the springs.
Yeah, Ozarks. Yeah, up there in
Yeah.
Ozarks. That's pretty country. Now,
But you don't
folks
want-
that live there are a little different, but the country's pretty.
Yeah, you don't want your car to break down there. That was part of my trip from hell when have I told you that when I bought my dream car?
No.
I bought my dream car on the internets. This was like 2000.
Sounds like advice that this is going to turn into a story that's going to have some good advice.
There is good advice.
You learn from.
This was like 2003 or 2004,
Okay.
and I was working offshore.
Oh, it's just the Cadillac?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I know of the Cadillac. I didn't know how you got it. I know how you lost it.
I bought it online in Des Moines, Iowa, and I took a Greyhound bus to Des Moines, Iowa to get it. And this was like February. And
this is a big.
This is a 1969 Cadillac DeVille convertible. It had a 472 cubic inch engine.
I know the motor well.
And it's about, it was like maybe 9 or 10 miles to the gallon. But I got to Des Moines, and the guy that I was buying it from was like, man, I didn't tell you this. I should have let you know. I forgot. The convertible top won't go up right now. It's like, bro.
Did you really try?
No.
All right, man.
When what do you do at that point?
Put it in a garage and come back in April.
That's a good point. And maybe that's what I should have done. Get back on the
Greyhound. All your fingers. You didn't have any kind of frostbite. You survived it.
I did, but it wasn't a great trip home. I can tell you that. The car was pristine except for that issue, and that's an unfortunate issue.
Once you landed,
I told him that you were driving. Not landed on a plane. Once I got there in a Greyhound bus.
By the way, hope you bought some gloves.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to knock $500 off of this.
That's a good man right there.
And he did. But, boy, I would have gladly given that extra $500.
So you broke down in Arkansas?
No. But, you drive through Iowa and Missouri and Arkansas, and when you are driving a turquoise Cadillac.
In my mind, it was pink, but I'm glad it was turquoise.
It was turquoise. You get a lot of looks when you're going through states like Missouri and Arkansas.
Not from around here, are you?
And there was some of that vibe to it, man. And nothing terrible happened to me, but also, I was doing the thing where I was like trying. I had to stop at a hotel once, but the rest of the time I'm just trying to drive. I'm trying to get through because I'm freezing. I don't want to die.
Man, you can't sleep in a rest stop in a convertible.
No,
especially in the middle of winter.
In Arkansas, God, no.
Then you do become a statistic.
Yeah,
at that point.
But some of the gas stations there, it's like those ones on the Chainsaw Massacre, The Hills Have Eyes, where it's like you walk in and there's like a woman with one tooth.
With like a fly on her that won't leave.
Yeah, and they like there might be one candy bar but it's like you could tell it's been there for 15 years, but they got a bunch of fan belts and stuff hanging in there.
They're also covered in dust.
Yeah, like let me buy this old crusty ass fan belt off of you. But yeah, there's some people in Arkansas, and God bless them. Somebody's got to live there.
Somebody, not us, thank God.
Not us. Well, in Fayetteville, Arkansas, this is what's going on right now. I don't know what's in the water there. In one day, 4 men were charged with indecent exposure in Fayetteville, Arkansas. In one day. Justin Chaplin, and I wonder if these guys if this is a ring, a crime ring.
Go on. Justin
Chaplin, 27 years old, charged with 5 counts of indecent exposure for incidents at TJ Maxx and several other locations. Surveillance video footage shows him in his white Ford Focus, and that's what led to his arrest, pulling out his junk.
In the parking lot. Not in the TJ Maxx, but outside.
In the TJ Maxx.
Oh, inside. He was in the TJ
Yes.
Maxx. Okay.
Rodney Valoy, which is spelled Rodeny, Rodney. I don't know. That's Arkansas spelling.
There you go.
Was charged with 1 count of indecent exposure for an incident at BJ's Pizza.
That he took that title wrong. He didn't see kids.
After a report was made about a man committing lewd acts at the business.
Well,
who knows what it was. Malik Tuff was charged with 1 count of indecent exposure after he was reported at Sam's Club.
So we got a BJ's, a TJ's, and a Sam's. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And Anthony Munoz.
What?
Yeah, former
not Hall of Famer.
Not Hall of Famer Anthony Munoz. This is 24-year-old Anthony Munoz. Faces a felony indecent exposure charge for an incident in the downtown Fayetteville area within yards of a school. That's the worst kind.
Is there full moon?
I think there's sausage and eggs, if you know what I'm saying.
Maybe.
To start the day. Moon's over my hammy.
So, when was the last time you were in a TJ Maxx?
Oh. God, it's been 10, 12 years ago.
There's one close to my house. And my kids like to go, my sons like to go there. They shoe mine. They go look the shoes, see if they can find a deal. You know, like you buy it there and you can sell it online. I don't know. There's probably a lot of people flashed something in a TJ
For sure.
Maxx. It's a different store.
There's always a lot of people in TJ Maxx.
The line to check out a TJ Maxx is not, it's a ridiculously long. So probably.
TJ Maxx is one of those stores where like the clothes there's something probably messed up with it.
Yeah, there's like one leg's just a little bit longer than the other.
Yeah.
One buttonhole's just not quite big enough, and it's so that's what I always assume. But every now and then you can find a pair of something.
Like you can buy the Girardins where it's Jrodan. Is that a?
No, these are legit. Yeah, they're the. It's the Rolaids and the Girardins.
Yeah.
You know, you can find those, but you go. I'm just trying to figure out where it would have occurred inside the TJ Maxx because it's not like
they have dressing rooms, right?
Kinda. I think. I always felt like people just changing in the. That's the kind of the place that is. So maybe he was just shopping.
I always feel like dressing rooms is where like there's going to be a lot of perverts.
And if you're doing something weird at a BJ's, aren't you just?
You're asking for trouble.
Aren't you just kind of when in Rome, kind of thing.
The BJ's does do a nice little deep dish pizza, and
I don't mind. I mean, yeah, they
brew
have. That's where
their
they
own
got
beer.
micro beers in there.
Yeah.
But I can see.
Just behave yourself. Quit pulling your junk out.
Well, sometimes it's pretty impressive.
But if 4 guys, like Fayetteville, Arkansas is not a huge town.
I spent
4 guys in one day, Rob. There's a
AJ. I spent nearly 4 years in Florida. That's just another day. That's just a morning.
That's true.
That's a Friday afternoon, just outside of Orlando.
Florida man is a wild one.
That's just another afternoon.
Well,
people just waving their junk.
Keep it to yourself, man.
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself. The Houston Astros, what the hell?
They're waving their junk.
Or they're waving a white flag. I don't know. But the Astros stink. And I kept thinking maybe they're going to get it together. They're not. They're just not very good. And we're talking now, they're still in 3rd place, thank God, because the A's and the Angels are incompetent. Which, speaking of incompetence, by the way, Rob, I got my bet cashed on the Chicago White Sox.
I saw that impressive 11, baby.
11 straight losses. Longest win streak over 10.5 games to the window. Didn't even wait till the All-Star break. Didn't have to sweat.
And my money wasn't on the White Sox. I thought the Reds were going to bring it home for you. But thank goodness Chicago is as bad as people thought they could be.
15-45. That's bad. Yeah, they have a minus 138 run differential. The next worst run differential in baseball is the Miami Marlins at minus 82. So think about the gap between the worst and the second worst is over 56 runs, and they've only played 60 games. So they're like 1 run per game worse than the second worst team. That's pathetic. But the Astros are sitting at 26-34. The Mets are sitting at 24-35. What those two teams have in common is, along with the Phillies, Dodgers, and Yankees, they make up the top 5 payrolls in Major League Baseball. If you're top 5 in payroll in baseball and you're sitting 10, 11 games under 500 at this point, boy, there's some real problems with you that you need to, like, What do the Astros do now?
When was the last time they were under 500 this late? And they're significantly under 500. I mean, we're 8 games under.
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I'm guessing it was before the run, before they like when they were getting guys like Carlos Correa and Alex Bregman in the draft. I don't know what the answer is, but the Mets, they're paying guys that they wish they weren't paying. They're still paying Max Scherzer to not pitch for the Rangers. They're doing all like the Mets. We understand how they got where they are. I don't know how the Astros got here, to be honest.
Okay, so let's look at the grand scheme of things. So can Seattle's pitching hold on and keep doing what it's
yes.
doing? You think it's going to, because if we're operating on the premise that what Seattle's doing right now is sustainable, and if it's about pitching, normally it is minus injuries. They're 34-27. I don't see them getting caught if we believe that. I think the Rangers could collapse. I don't know what to expect. Bochy preaches a game that is infectious, but Bochy also has teams that collapse under him. So I don't know how long this will sustain. And if you look at it that way, man, you're not going to catch Seattle. Just there's still time, is what I'm getting at. I'm not done with the Astros. I'm a little bit more worried than I was, but keep in mind, we saw Verlander step up last week, and we're starting to see a little bit of the Justin that we were hoping for. I mean, it's a long time between here and there, but he looked good in the loss.
In a way, they're lucky they play. I mean, they play in arguably the worst division in baseball.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not giving up hope because I have zero trust in the Rangers, even though they got a ring. And Seattle, well,
like, to put it in perspective, they would be in 6th place in the AL East. They would be they're behind all 5 teams in the AL East. So at least they're in the AL West where you can be bad and still
give you an idea.
Be in 3rd place.
Give you an idea. Now, as bad as Houston has been, and they've given a lot up to Seattle, Seattle had a run of 21 consecutive starts where they gave up less than 2 runs.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to win a lot of, and
no doubt.
That sustainable? 21? We're talking about it. You went a month and you didn't give up more than 2 runs a game? Dude, that's ridiculous. It ain't sustainable.
It's unsustainable when you hit as poorly as they hit, for sure.
So I think that I'm upset that the Astros, they ain't as good as we'd hoped. They're just not. But I think it's one of those situations where you're going to start, when we're talking in July and August, it's going to take veteran savvy. It's going to have these dudes that know how to win baseball games, despite the fact that they've got maybe one legit starter if we're happy in 4 or 5, like last year. They're just going to be throwing dudes out for 2 and 3 innings apiece. And if you're doing that, things got to go perfect, but we know they can do it.
But here's my question, though. Let's say things do go perfect. Is that like, let's say you're able to win the crappy AL West. Is that good enough to beat the Yankees or the Orioles?
No.
Or like
this is not a World Series year.
I'm thinking
this
that
is
too.
A playoff. This best possible outcome is a playoff win.
But here's the thing. This is a year where Alex Bregman's in a contract year. Alex Bregman is a guy who you could trade.
3 weeks ago, I was of the firm belief they're going to pay him. It'll all work out. Now, maybe this is a little bit of show me.
And the bigger one is Kyle Tucker, Kyle Tucker's the best player on their team.
Yeah, I think that's just, can they afford him?
But that's the thing. The Astros have said we're not giving out any of these 10-year contracts. Kyle Tucker's going to get one from somebody.
Would you pay him if you had a lousy year? Would you come back and go, well, you know what? We did not get a playoff run, and we're going to have to do this. I think that might play into keeping Bregman around.
Oh, to me, Alex Bregman being around is non-negotiable. I'm not paying Alex Bregman to come back. He's no longer
done, huh?
He's no longer a top-tier player. Like he's a good player, but he's going to get paid. Like somebody else will pay him more than I would be willing to pay him. To me, the guy, and listen, the Astros are blessed in a way because somehow they always get Jose Altuve to not take very much money. They basically bamboozled Yordan Alvarez into taking a well below market contract that he's locked into for a long time. Kyle Tucker he's not going to come cheap, but he's the best player on the team. They've got you. If you let him walk away, you're not a serious organization. You're not serious about winning going forward, in my opinion. But they've said firmly, we're not going to do this. and they've really backed it up because they said, we're not going to do it for George Springer, and they let him walk away. They said, we're not going to do it for Carlos Correa. They let him walk away. To do it with Kyle Tucker would be a big, big balls play, especially the way he's playing. He leads the league in home runs. Like, the dude is a stud.
And that's why I can't imagine that happening, but we're watching IL with Javier and Urquidy.
But, Rob, if you're not going to pay him for 10 years, well, think about what you could get for 4-minute trade.
That's the fear, right? That things have gone south by August, and now they're forced to not only get rid of him, but some of this other
That's
stuff.
the thing. You can't make the decision this offseason if you're going to sign Kyle Tucker long term.
It'll happen.
You need to decide in the next month or two, like, is Kyle Tucker going to be on our team for the next 10 years? Because if the answer is no, you can get a haul for him. A haul. And really the same with Bregman. You need to decide. I don't know. I think Justin Verlander may have a no trade clause, but you need to decide, like, what's going to happen with Justin Verlander. Like, because there's no, again, I'm with you, Rob. I think playoffs and losing early is the best case scenario for this team. Like, if everything goes their way, I don't see how this team can compete with the good teams. Like, the freaking Guardians are teams that aren't supposed to be good, that are really good. And the Yankees and the Orioles are really good. I just don't know how the Astros compete with those teams.
It is. I will still maintain we are June 3rd. Come talk to me when things start to matter. 3 weeks after All-Star break. Then we'll see where we sit. But if they're sitting at 7.5 there, we'll start to see some movement, I think. But now, man, just get well. Just get well.
When we come back, CJ Stroud has a list of his favorite quarterbacks or the best quarterbacks. I'm smelling racism. Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyer4us.com.
Febreze Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
My car.
But what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Some people just know the more you protect, the more you save with Allstate, because they know insurance math. Like if you protect your home and auto, Allstate can save you up to 25%. So it's like losing money if you don't bundle. Save more when you protect more. Bundle home and auto with Allstate today.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Saluting Vets is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Chuck Rotenberry served in Iraq and Afghanistan. He has a message for other veterans confronting PTSD.
I can only hope other people can realize you've changed a little bit. Come out of the fog, and when you're ready, it can work out.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here from my good friends at Connecticut. You know, living in South Texas, growing up in San Antonio, it's been a great place to be because, well, we love the land, we love the people, and boy, do we love our water. That aquifer water, it makes some good sweet tea and some fine beer, but I'll tell you what comes out of the ground we do not want in our glasses, and that's where Connecticut comes in. The finest water treatment system you can get around these parts. Designed and built in the United States, it is made in America for you, San Antonio, for me. I've been a Connecticut customer for years, and now's the chance for you to be one without any risk. Call Connecticut today at 656-PURE. That's 656-PURE. And the good folks of Connecticut are going to come out to your home, put one in your house for the next 90 days. So you can find out what the rest of us already know, that we have a water softener designed and made with South San Antonio in mind. Call Connecticut today at 656-PURE. Get a Connecticut in your home for the next 90 days. You're going to be like me, a Connecticut customer. You know what you're going to do? You're going to thank me later.
ConnecticutSA.com. Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Center.
The Texas Rangers shut out the Miami Marlins 6-0 to take 2 of the 3 in their series. The Houston Astros fell 4-3 to the Minnesota Twins in their rubber game as they dropped 2 of 3 in that series. They return to action tonight with the St. Louis Cardinals' first pitch at the Juice Box set for 7:10. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle right here, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm AJ Hoffman. Rob Thompson in with me.
There it is. I'm back.
There we
Morning
go,
all.
baby. Morning all. Morning, y'all. A lot of people saying time for the Astros to sell.
Man, what ye of little faith. This team has done it. They haven't been this bad this late, but I mean,
I don't know, man. I'm giving up hope. I don't like what I've seen, man. Don't like it one bit.
Well,
I don't trust it.
And you trust the Rangers more?
No.
Well, then, that's second place.
But again, listen, Rob, not everybody's an Aggie. Not everybody's like celebrating hanging up a division championship.
Oh, hey.
Like,
ask Texas fan about their baseball team.
They lost.
Our softball team lost because of the other side, but hey.
Damn. The Longhorns beat the Aggie softball guys?
Yeah, it was a 2 out of 3. We took the first game, and then they woke up. They're good, man.
Are they?
The ladies, again, whenever Texas and OU play each other, I love it because no matter what happens, I'm going to be happy. One of those teams going to lose.
Unless they're playing for a national championship.
Even then, one of those teams going to lose. And OU been 3 straight titles. I wouldn't mind see Texas take care of OU this year. I'm firmly on the Longhorn side of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are they good enough?
They seem to be pretty good.
I know. I guess maybe a lot of people are starting to watch lady sports now because the Caitlin Clark effect is getting into.
It is, and it's interesting. So what would happen if we're watching the ladies and we watch one of our favorite pitchers? I can't name one. I mean, my favorite ladies pitcher of all time, Kat Osterman. Yes, good friend of the show. Good girl. I mean, lives right up north.
Jenny Finch.
If Jenny
Smoke
Finch,
show.
And if Jenny Finch steps up and it's her plate, she's taking players out, leaning into it, owning the game. It's in low scoring. It's 0-0. You're trying to own the plate, and you're taking some ladies out, putting them on base. Maybe we'll get a double play. We'll turn 2. That would be great. Physicality. That it's that kind
You're
of
for
thing. That I'm not for or against it, but I do know what it means in a sport. I know what it looked like in 1983 when Kurt Rambis was undercut, just destroyed going up for a layup. It's as dirty a thing as I've ever seen. You know what everybody did? They got up, dusted themselves off, and started playing. There wasn't anybody thrown out. Man, we couldn't imagine. And there were more viewers. The thing is, we tuned in. There were more viewers because it added that extra bit of drama. Yes, the Fevers suck. And yes, Caitlin's getting a lot of attention. But I think the WNBA should be excited for this. She is now so big. There are players in this league trying to take her out. They're worried about her. She's getting too much love. That's what we want.
Everybody's talking about it, and now everybody's showing off the women's softball highlights. It's like it's easier to see women's softball highlights than the baseball. There's that kick. That
Kennedy
chick.
Carter.
Is it Kennedy or Kennedy?
I've heard Kennedy. She's so she was thrown out of the Turkish Women's League.
This chick's hardcore, man. She ain't playing around.
I think she's wrestling.
That'd be a good idea.
I mean, she's already got the Goon title.
That's what Ronda Rousey did.
Step on.
As soon as she started losing fights, she's like, I'm out of here. I'm going to pro wrestling. Then she was like, I'm not even doing that anymore. I don't know what Ronda Rousey does now.
She's just famous. She used to do all
I think she listened to Harrison Butker, and now she's at home just washing dishes.
Yeah, taking care of her man.
Yep. Oh, Travis Brown. There was a lady fight at UFC 302. UFC 302 stunk, by the way. It was a big, unfortunate disaster of a card. There were
our guy won though. If you bet him,
yep. But yeah, not a lot of happiness there.
And the next one looks in trouble.
Decision, submission, submission.
Well, you got your money's worth. Got to see a lot of fighting.
You got to see a lot of
standing around.
A lot of standing around, mostly. But that said, UFC 303, which is the Conor, let's just call it the Conor McGregor card.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's known as. Well, now there's a problem, friends. June 29th, supposed to be UFC 303. Supposed to be. And to prepare for it, they said, let's go to Dublin and charge people up. And Conor McGregor will probably do something crazy. And, everybody's going to buy this fight.
There were plans.
That was supposed to be today. News conference in Dublin, Ireland. Postponed this morning.
And we don't know why.
They're not saying why, but there's two reasons I can think might be a possibility. I don't know if they're connected.
Okay.
I want to preface this.
All right.
These are two separate things I'm going to say. I'm saying it could be related to Conor McGregor.
Okay.
Or, cocaine.
Well,
I'm not saying in any way those things would be connected.
You know it.
I'm just saying it could be Conor McGregor related.
Is that even an issue?
I think maybe. Like, if guys can't. The thing about cocaine is that people forget. Like, it's a lot of fun, and it'll. If you want to stay out partying past your bedtime, it's great for things like that. Cocaine also tends to make you forget about responsibilities in the real world.
So it's the lack of training, though, because that would be out of his system. I mean, he could.
Sure. It's only going to be around for a day or two.
Yeah. So, I mean, if it was about that, we could probably have him ready for game time.
We're not. And I don't know who you mean when you say him. I'm saying, like,
I'm just
someone
throwing that out.
Someone might.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But
what it does do is it makes you not able to show up. It makes you sometimes get arrested. It makes you sometimes punch bouncers in the face or something. Like, don't be surprised when we hear why this press conference got canceled.
Don't we want coked up Conor? Isn't that the Conor we're paying money for? That's the one I want to see, and I don't want to be near him, and I don't want to go to dinner with him. But that's kind of the Conor I want to see, is the coked up bulldog Conor McGregor.
The problem is, man, it's been a long time since we saw any Conor McGregor, and you like to think that you can at least get him to the dance. You know what I mean? Like, Conor McGregor doesn't do you any good if he never fights. And that's kind of where we're at now. Conor McGregor just doesn't fight. Conor McGregor last fought in 2021. Conor McGregor hasn't won a fight since 2020. And that one fight that he won against kind of a washed up Donald Cerrone is the only fight he's won since 2016.
Wow. See that. Okay.
2016.
Now I feel I've been made a fool of. So we're dealing with that. And we also have the postponement of the Tyson Paul.
Yep.
Whatever. I was going to say fight. I'm not sure what I would
I don't know what
define
it is
that.
either. But yeah, that's pushed back for an ulcer. Other fight sports news, Deontay Wilder. Oh, boy. I think Deontay Wilder's retired from professional boxing after this. Deontay Wilder, who was once one of the most feared men in the game.
Not that long ago.
He got crushed this week. He was non-competitive. And when the thing that put him out was Big Bang Zhang spun him around, like kind of chipped him and spun him around, and he didn't have his hands up when he came back around, and then he caught a flush one and went 9-9. Not ideal, and I do think he's walking away from the sport, which is probably for the best thing.
The accidental champion, Deontay Wilder. The career's done.
Yeah. One of the worst boxers.
I thought he had a
is
future,
absolutely just a terrifying monster.
It's been, I guess, 2019. I thought that we finally had us an American heavyweight. I really believed he had taken care of Joshua. Remember, he was dealing with Joshua. Wilder was out. Not Wilder. Fury was a name that was. We're still a couple years away from where Fury was. I really believed. I mean, keep in mind, he was a gold medal winner in 2008. I felt like we had us finally an American heavyweight to kind of bring things back together. And between poor choosing of opponents and
well, listen,
and
man,
headgear,
losing 2 fights to Tyson Fury, there's no shame in it.
No.
And because really, you should have lost 3 fights to Tyson Fury. The draw was not a draw. Tyson Fury should be 3-0, and really, he should have been 2-0, and then you wouldn't have had to get knocked out the third time. Would have saved you a knockout. But now losing to Joseph Parker is not a good look. I mean, getting knocked out brutally by Zhilei Zhang.
Ortiz was the beginning.
Yeah. I don't know, man. He's a good puncher that is just here's what boxing really should have done if they had any sense in their head is while they try to make Francis Ngannou a thing, there's a perfect opponent for him. Like a guy who is not a great boxer, has a questionable chin at this point. Let one of these guys knock each other out. Like that would have been a good guy to, like, so if Francis Ngannou knocks him out, it's like, wow, look at this. He's knocking out a guy who was on top of the world, the former WBC champ. Well, now I think if they fought, it'd be like, well, great, you beat the shell of Deontay Wilder,
who, by the way, had more title defenses with 10 than Tyson or Frazier.
Right. And honestly, when you look, but you're also talking about, you beat Chris Areola and,
Luis Ortiz.
Gerald Washington, I think, was one of the guys just bums. But the thing is, and this sucks for boxing in a way, but Deontay Wilder's like 43-4 or something like that when he finished his career. And we're looking at it like, well, he's washed. He's a bum now. 43-4. But the problem is 4 of those all 4 of those came in his last 5 fights.
And he doesn't.
That's the way boxing works.
He doesn't have the signature fight, win or loss. I mean, it should have been Fury, but whatever happened, whether that headdress ruined it or he wasn't, whatever, that should have been the fight that we remembered him for, even if he lost.
The best result he ever had is a draw with Tyson Fury.
Right. And he never had that fight to set him apart. And now, well,
but man,
nice knowing you.
I guess I don't know when he beat Eric Molina, which maybe that was a good win. But and the good thing was like he was fun to watch because you knew he was probably going to behead someone, and he knocked out a lot of dudes, and that's fun. But that doesn't make you a great boxer. And I think that's the end of good old Deontay Wilder. But yeah, Conor McGregor. I shouldn't say Conor McGregor not showing up. The UFC postpones their press conference for a Conor McGregor fight. There's zero chance that this is because of a good thing that happened.
And you brought it up. He hadn't won a fight in 10 years?
He's won one fight since 2016.
But one thing he does win is the press conference. It's the best press conference in sports.
And
literally, Conor shows up. I'm not worried about the fight. It's the presser I want to show for.
Now he's getting a no contest for that.
No, we don't even get that.
Not good, man. All right, when we come back, I'm going to play this audio of CJ Stroud listing off the 5 best quarterbacks in the league. I thought that the days of racism amongst quarterbacks was over.
Hey, but Dak's on the list, baby.
Dak is on the list. We'll discuss it next. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Monday on The Blitz, we get to start previewing the NBA Finals. Mavericks and Celtics. Who you got?
We're going to start that. It's only going to be Monday. We don't get a game until Thursday and no basketball over the weekend. But we did go play golf. I'm sure we'll talk about that. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Are your windows struggling to keep up with the game? It's time to upgrade with Maverick Windows. Stay ahead of the competition with energy-efficient windows. Call Maverick Windows at 800-972-3631. That's 800-972-3631 to get a free quote.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
Hi, April Lancieri here from the Ansira Auto Group. And Danielle Gunter, Executive Director of Texas Yes, here to tell you about the Drive Away for Education raffle sponsored by the Ansira Auto Group. Proceeds directly benefit Texas schools and students.
And now you can help by purchasing raffle tickets. The winner gets to choose a new Chevy, Nissan, Jeep, Volkswagen, or Kia.
Plus, there's a chance to win additional prizes through our weekly drawings, a shopping spree, or a gas card.
Get your raffle tickets today at TexasYesProject.org.
Winner responsible for tax title license and federal withholding.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day?
Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman's brother, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet. Because we all know our pits aren't the only places we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. Her patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando Whole Body Deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended.
Offer for listeners. Use code 555 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 555. Go to shopmando.com, code 555, for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 555.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. CJ Stroud is a quarterback for the Houston Texans. You may have heard his name before.
I hear Telly's good.
He's good.
Is he a top 5 in his own mind, though?
In his own mind? Yes.
Good.
He was on a Barstool podcast over the weekend.
I think he's a paid employee at Barstool.
Is he?
I think so.
Okay. That's his side hustle. Well, he gave his top 5. I mean, they were setting him up, I'm sure.
Oh, man. First of all, if I was his agent or someone that he trusted, I would say never answer these questions.
Of course not. You think Tom Brady ever answered these questions? Peyton Manning ever answered these questions? God, no. But they said, who are your top 5? Here's what he had to say.
So, look, final 5. Mahomes, Lamar, myself, Dak,
Joey B.
No, he didn't really play last year. And then Hurts.
Dak,
yeah, bro.
Dak,
that boy. Y'all not gonna say that because he ain't won the big one.
You said Matthew Stafford?
Yeah, Matthew, but he was top 5.
Cowboys thing.
Well, you gonna put Dak Prescott in there over Joe Burrow?
Yeah, I got.
I'm saying off of last year, dog. He ain't play all year. He got hurt.
Well, we can
Burrow,
find somebody.
Burrow, one of my favorite players. I'm out of my game after Burrow a little bit. Like that tough, bro. Dak is one of the most accurate quarterbacks.
Y'all gotta see them this year.
Yeah, we playing.
Oh my God, the battle of Texas.
You gonna take care
Monday
of that
night.
Yeah,
Where y'all playing at?
me, man.
In Dallas.
Mahomes, Lamar, myself, CJ Stroud, Dak, Jalen Hurts.
And he said Joe Burrow because he was hurt. And they were only asking about last year.
If we're talking about last year, are you putting Jalen Hurts above Josh Allen?
I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder.
Is it?
Jalen did not have a great year.
No.
But I question the Dak choice too.
If it's based off of last year, you shouldn't.
Well, see, that's just it. You can't just base it off of last year.
Dak, that boy.
I didn't realize they were that close.
I didn't either.
I appreciate that. As a Cowboy fan, I like the fact it's so rare to have another player come out and defend. His own team doesn't come out and defend him.
I don't like it. I don't like these guys saying nice things about each other. I want them to hate each other.
But I found it interesting that Dak made his list. I really did.
Well,
I mean, I know there's a particular ethnicity that you feel like he'd bring it up, but
I'm just saying.
Are you going to argue with those? I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Josh Allen and Joe Burrow are both better than Jalen Hurts.
Well, I would argue that if they were just saying last year, there was no Joe Burrow to argue to be a part of the conversation, so he's excluded. And if you're going to tell me that you replaced any one of those 4 or 5 dudes over Josh Allen, I wouldn't argue it either. I mean, we're splitting hairs of the 5, 6 guys. Now, I'm not even sure CJ should even be in that list. I appreciate the fact that he gave him up there. But if you're going to put yourself in the top 5, go all in, baby. Say number 1. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the best quarterback playing.
How about I read to you the MVP voting results from last year? Lamar Jackson, first place.
Well, so that's worthy.
Dak Prescott, second place. Christian McCaffrey, third, not a quarterback, so we'll leave him out. Brock Purdy, third.
Would you put Brock on that list?
If you're just going off last year?
I'm asking you what you would put on your top 5 list, and
No.
I guarantee you Brock Purdy wouldn't have made that list.
No.
Now, I know Josh Allen would have. I would have no problem if he had, and you left off Jalen Hurts. But if somebody said, you know what, I like Jalen Hurts, I think he's one of the top 5, and let me tell you why. It would be hard for me to argue against that because I do think when he's playing his game, doing his things, he's a top 5 quarterback.
But also, if you were just going off last year, would you have said Patrick Mahomes number 1?
No, but
by the way, he won a Super Bowl, but he had probably the worst statistical year.
And some of it was his fault, others not. But you can't not have him if he's playing. If Joe Burrow even was in uniform, you have to have him in the 5.
I think so too.
But he wasn't. So I go, well, since he wasn't, I get why Hurts made it. Dak wouldn't have been the guy I chose, but I think that of the top 7, after you get past Mahomes and the latest hot quarterback, I think they're all interchangeable. So I'm not mad at him. If I was questioning, it's why didn't you place yourself higher?
Well, you can't. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the world.
Hey man, I want to hear you better.
Lamar was almost a unanimous MVP. Yeah, I can't get there. But Jalen Hurts was...
Yeah, that was a tough one. But if you went off reputation, you can see why it was there.
But then you didn't give me Joe Burrow.
You're right. But, Joe didn't play. Jalen did.
Then give me Josh Allen.
I would, I would not argue.
Give me Matt Stafford even was better than Jalen Hurts last year. Matt Stafford got a Super Bowl.
He does. He does. Now, if you were drafted, I don't think you'd have drafted Matt Stafford in the top 5.
Give me Tua.
I don't think you'd have drafted Tua either.
I wouldn't have.
I can see taking Josh Allen. I appreciate CJ being relatively honest. The strangest one was Dak. It really was, because it's so easy to overlook Dak for so many things. But when you bring up the fact that he's second in MVP,
listen, man. I think Jalen Hurts' name is way crazier than Dak's.
Probably,
I really do. Jalen Hurts was not good last year. He wasn't, and again, neither was Patrick Mahomes. But he won a Super Bowl. So, if you win a Super Bowl, nothing else matters. But I always say, look at QBR, and QBR is, I think, by far the best statistical measure of a quarterback season. Number 1, Brock Purdy. Number 2, Dak Prescott.
See, it immediately discounts everything when Brock Purdy is number 1.
Why?
Because I feel like if Dak Prescott, Matt Stafford, let's work our way down the average, Kirk Cousins, if they were calling and playing the same plays with the same dudes that Brock Purdy was, they too would be number 1 or 2 with QBR. It is such a friendly system. It is built to grow your QBR. It's not built to win football games single-handedly under Shanahan. It is built to grow your QBR.
Matt Stafford 6.
He's a gunslinger.
Kirk Cousins 7.
Kirk is Kirk. But I think of every guy you named from 1 to 15, if you put them in Brock Purdy's position, they would have the same or better QBR.
Then why one of them? How come Trey Lance couldn't play his way onto a field?
That's the nightmare, right? That's the fear. But I know what I've seen, and I know Purdy's good. I'm not taking anything away from his skill set, but I also know when Kyle Shanahan is calling your plays, and you got McCaffrey behind you, and Debo over here, and Ayuk over there, you got a defense that's teeing off on the other side. Your QBR is going to be pretty high because you're not asked to do anything stupid.
Yeah. I don't know, man. And by the way, CJ Stroud 15th in QBR.
Which was
maybe
a seat of my pants, lucky catch kind of high QBR. I don't think it's going to be there this year.
He was Jalen Hurts was actually 12th. Geno Smith was ahead of CJ Stroud in QBR. Gardner Minshew was ahead of CJ Stroud in QBR.
You're naming more and more offenses that were built solely to protect their quarterback, not to enhance their abilities, but just don't lose it for us.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but I don't know. I don't like it from CJ Stroud. I don't like it. It feels very, very racially motivated.
My biggest question is I did not know
sarcasm,
CJ and Dak
guys.
were that close.
Yeah. Dak, that boy. And now they got to go against each other. They've got a brawl. The brawl for Texas.
Man, all those old hatreds coming up.
Let me ask you. You can have CJ Stroud or Dak Prescott. Who would you rather have?
CJ.
Not even close?
Not even close. CJ has that one little thing that Dak will never get. That no matter how hard he tries, even if he wins a Super Bowl, CJ has the separator. That there's some of those guys, you get one of those about every 5 or 6 years, that he has that one thing that separates him from everything else. And he is capable of, on his own, winning a football game. You see it in him.
You know what, man? I have to see it again.
Well, maybe there's some to that. I'll agree with that.
I think we quickly forget that there's a lot of quarterbacks who have really good rookie years and then are not.
This was different. And I think even you would admit that. It
felt different. It did.
Because there was this reliance on being the man. He made throws that other rookies would never make.
You're right.
And not only did he make them, he made them successful. Some of them were crazy. Some of them you went, oh, crap. But there's that you only see a guy come out every 2 or 3 years that has every tool required and then has the neck up mentality to know exactly when to apply the special sauce. And he just has an innate ability. He had it when he was in college and still has it.
And to his credit, pretty much single-handedly won a playoff game, which, like you said, Jerry'd be real happy if Dak would do that.
I'll never forget the Ohio State game. Now, he lost. That he showed me, dude, he's got it. That he has the ability, if given the chance, he'll win it on his own.
Yeah. Well, I want to see. I always say that year one, if a quarterback is awesome, chances are year two is going to be a step back.
And it will be. That's why I keep telling all the Texan fans, he's going to have a worse year. And the Texans are probably going to have a worse year. They're going to be a better team. They're just not going to look as good doing it.
And on the other side of it, Bryce Young, bad as he was last year, chances are good he'll be better.
He better be.
Now, what does better mean? Maybe it means like he doesn't play like a homeless guy. But chances are good he'll be a little bit better because generally
you better be.
Quarterbacks adjust to the league if they start out bad. But yeah, the Texans are a fascinating watch this year because I don't know I know here kind of what we were talking about the Astros and the Rangers. The good thing for the Texans is they play in a division where I don't know if anybody's really good.
How great you got to be.
Like, I don't know if the Colts are good. Like maybe Anthony Richardson's good. I don't know.
See.
Maybe the Jags are good. Maybe Trevor Lawrence is good. I don't really know. The Titans probably are going to be dreadful. So I guess they got that going for them. But last year, remember the Texans played a fourth place schedule. This year they play a first place schedule.
Mm-hmm.
There's some at Kansas City is no joke. Playing Buffalo is no joke. Like it's going to be.
And now it's not just playing Buffalo and Kansas City. It is the week buildup that they're not used to. That's when the reporters show up on Monday talking about Sunday, and they want to know everything about you.
They have Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore, Miami.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be a better football team.
Detroit.
The record won't reflect it.
Yeah, you might be right. All right, let's hit a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap this baby up. We're going to talk about inheritance and how not to try and get it. and then we'll go through the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1.
Rob Thompson here for my favorite fantasy app. It's Prize Picks. I'm just one of 3 million people that love more or less. Where else are you going to take a $10 play and turn it into 100x of your cash? It's Prize Picks. And as basketball winds down, the games continue. Yeah, lots of finals action there. More or less, you fantasy guys, you know how to play along with the other 5 million active members. More or less is all that matters. And in June, as basketball winds down, I have got the fun for you. Esports. Yeah, get in on esports every Wednesday and Saturday in June, and your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose the Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, League of Legends. You know them. Go play them. Fantasy games elevated. More or less. It's easy. Take $10, turn it into 100x of cash, and it's so easy to play. Remember the code ALAMO. Go to prizepicks.com. Get yourself signed up. Use that fantasy knowledge. Go play today. That's Prize Picks and Alamo.
Febreze Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
My car.
but what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for my good friends at Connecticut. You know, living in South Texas, growing up in San Antonio, it's been a great place to be because, well, we love the land, we love the people, and boy, do we love our water. That aquifer water, it makes some good sweet tea and some fine beer, but I'll tell you what comes out of the ground we do not want in our glasses, and that's where Connecticut comes in. The finest water treatment system you can get around these parts. Designed and built in the United States, it is made in America for you, San Antonio, for me. I've been a Connecticut customer for years, and now's the chance for you to be one without any risk. Call Connecticut today at 656-PURE. That's 656-PURE. And the good folks at Connecticut are going to come out to your home, put one in your house for the next 90 days. So you can find out what the rest of us already know, that we have a water softener designed and made with South San Antonio in mind. Call Connecticut today at 656-PURE. Get a Connecticut in your home for the next 90 days. You're going to be like me, a Connecticut customer. You know what you're going to do? You're going to thank me later.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text SCREEN to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text SCREEN to 200-300. Text the word SCREEN to 200-300. Don't wait. Text SCREEN to 200-300.
Hey, this is Greeny. We'll tackle the NFL and dive into the NBA today at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Boom! Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We're looking at I said, how is it possible that Caitlin Clark only scored 3 points? What the hell would have had to happen for her to score 3 points in a basketball game?
Somebody was mean to her.
Yeah, she was feeling bullied, for lack of a better word.
She's played a lot of basketball, though. That Fever team, they're playing like the Globetrotters.
Yeah, the schedule's been. I mean, I get why the WNBA did it. You want to strike while the iron's hot because they're sitting at 2-9. I give it about 3 weeks until people stop caring because this team's going to be out of it. But like the Las Vegas Aces have played 6 games. The Fever have played 11. That doesn't seem right. But you know, whatever. The Fever won't play again until Friday, so she's got some time to rest.
So they have a week off, right?
Yeah.
Basically, I think they played yesterday. Was it yesterday they played?
Yesterday.
Okay. Get a week off.
Rest your bones.
As she goes away for a couple of days, the NBA is kicking up. So what would be the perfect thing if I was trying to feed the media beast the WNBA formula? What would I do? Maybe I get my star in some sort of distress. Maybe I put my star in some kind of perilous position for us to question the direction of the league away for a couple of days. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the timing of this early rush and this basketball player that came in from parts unknown, otherwise known as the Turkish League, who gets picked up off the street from the Turkish League, this goon that was brought in from foreign countries, from foreign lands, who's already been thrown out of 2 other leagues. She shows up the day that Caitlin's about to take a week off before other teams finally play 3 and 4 and 5 games to catch up with her. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the timing, that seemed pretty perfect. You get a girl from Central Casting, this Kennedy whatever, from a player that was thrown out of the Turkish professional. What do you got to do? And she ends up in the WNBA on a Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, taking out the glorious Caitlin Clark. And it wasn't even a good, like, if you're a true goon, you take the player out in the middle of the scrum when there's a crowd around you. You step on her shoe as she's getting ready to jump. You stick your knee out as she's coming around to pick. I know the tricks. I've been there. I know how to take you out without getting a call. But her foul is wide. The whole world's staring at her. She's standing alone, and that's when you get taken out, when it's the most obvious time. I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
So, by the way, Caitlin Clark left the game against the Liberty with an injury.
Gasp and swoon. The week she's going to be off, she's suddenly hurt. Oh, wow.
I kept seeing pictures of her holding her ear.
Poor thing.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if she's got an ear injury. Did that cost her the rest of the game? But I did, when I clicked on the box score to see, like, okay, what happened in this game between the New York Liberty and the Indiana Fever that made Caitlin Clark only score 3 points. It made me realize why these women want to beat her up. When you click on, you go to ESPN.com and you find the game recap of the Fever and Liberty. At the top, you'll notice the Liberty won 104-68. 104-68. Some people would call that domination. Some people. I wouldn't. I would say it was very competitive, very. So on these games, there's always highlights that you can look at. There are 4 highlights for the game. This 104-68 game between the Liberty and the Fever, in a game, mind you, where Caitlin Clark scored 3 points. Highlight number 1, guess what it is?
I'm sure it's a Caitlin Clark jumper or the injury itself.
It's Caitlin Clark hits a 3-pointer from her signature spot.
So that was it. That was night's scoring right there.
That's got to be it, right? I mean, there can't be any other highlights of her. Now let's talk about the Liberty, who won by 36 points. Next highlight, Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston leave game injured for Fever, and it's a picture of Caitlin Clark holding her ear, clutching her left ear. Okay. I guess it's a big story that Caitlin Clark got hurt.
Okay, do you blame the establishment for being a little upset with this? Do you? I mean, I
No.
don't blame them, but maybe you need to go along with this. Maybe you should be a little bit more excited about this person that's stealing your limelight, at least for a little while.
Third highlight. Caitlin Clark's steal leads to nice basket from Nalissa Smith
in their 44-point loss.
Yes. And then finally, the fourth highlight. Oh boy, I'm not gonna butcher this name. Oh yeah, I am. Betnijah Laney Hamilton gets the bucket and one for the Liberty. Now that's the last highlight on the reel. I get it why they're wanting to beat this chick up. I think I'd beat her up too.
I kind of do, but do it on the down low. Do it like you would have done it with the other girls that have come into the league, where you teach rookies that, welcome to the league, rook. This is not college. This is not club ball. This is the league. We get paid to do this, and we do professional things.
I actually like it better. I like it out in the open. This Kennedy Carter knocking girls down. I'm all right with that.
She's setting up for a WWE career. She's on her way. This is the arc that she needs to take because she is straight out of Central Casting.
I'm telling you right now, Fever, you better go find a goon. If you don't got one, you better find one. Somebody to whoop her ass. This is why you can't trust women, Rob.
I trust women, AJ.
You trust your wife?
I trust her implicitly.
Implicitly. What kind of inheritance do you have?
Well, I'm worth a lot more dead than I am alive. I can tell you that.
Most of us are. Most men are. Well, this old gal, her boyfriend had a $30 million inheritance.
Well done.
That's
so far,
a lot,
so good.
right? Stephen Edward Riley Jr. And his lady friend named Ina Thea Knoyer. Ina. That's a weird name. Ina go by my middle name.
I'm guessing this is an older couple.
She's a 48-year-old woman. He's 51.
All right. Not that old. I thought even older than that. All right.
She just pled guilty to one count of felony murder.
Oh, so she killed him.
She killed good old Stephen Edward Riley Jr. Why'd you do it? Why'd you pour antifreeze in his sweet tea?
Oh, Lord.
Well, that's a cruel thing to do. Well, she did it to collect on his $30 million inheritance.
Yeah, it's been done before.
That a distant relative had left to Riley. The problem with that was after he found out he was getting that money, he started telling his friends that he was going to leave her and split the money between himself and his sons. Well, she found out that she'd get a portion of it because she was his common law wife.
Oh, so they're not even married?
No.
All right.
There's two mistakes here. Detectives had to inform her that North Dakota doesn't recognize common law marriages. So even if you would have, you weren't getting any of this, period.
So North Dakota does not recognize. Okay, keep that in mind, guys. North Dakota might not be a
good
bad
to know,
place
right? The other thing is, it turns out that not only was she not getting any of the money, neither was he, because it was all a scam. He was never getting that money anyway. So he was going to leave her.
Was he being scammed or was he scamming?
No, he was being scammed.
Oh.
He thought he was getting money that didn't exist.
His distant cousin was a Nigerian prince.
I'm going to show you this picture of this couple, and you can tell. I don't like to judge a book by its cover, but you can tell that these are not real smart people.
Oh, good grief. So he thought, he's a Cowboy fan, so
he's a Cowboy fan.
We'll give him that. So he was misled.
He's a Cowboy fan who still has the stickers underneath the hat.
Oh, yeah.
Hat brim.
So he thought, he genuinely believed he was going to get $30 million.
$30 million.
And he told his friends, I'm getting $30 million and I'm leaving Ina. Ina found out that
Ina shared his money with her.
Ina was not happy. So Ina killed him and there was no money coming.
No.
I feel a Dateline coming on.
I think so. I think so.
So what did he think he was going to get out of this by telling everyone? Who's the scammer? Do we know anything about the scam?
We don't know anything about the scam. What we do know is that there was never going to be any money.
Poor bastard.
And apparently she had previously made comments about poisoning him with antifreeze already. And when they went and checked the garage, they found a beer glass that tested positive.
Will
for
one glass of
antifreeze.
antifreeze do it?
Or
is it like a slow thing?
I don't know. It says, from what I hear, if you put a little bit in, it can take some time, but she says she put antifreeze in a mug of Riley's sweet tea. So
he must be drinking some terrible tea if he doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. If you've been to a restaurant before where they serve you sweet tea and you're like, oh my God, what have you done to this tea to make it taste this way? She could just be a bad sweet tea maker.
Just played into her.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I think one glass will do it.
One glass, huh?
It looks like it.
I know it'll kill a cat. I've heard that. Like, don't let your cat around the antifreeze.
If you are poisoned with antifreeze, some of the symptoms are similar to alcohol intoxication.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. That's
Wow.
why it's often undiagnosed, because people appear very, very drunk.
I think that might have happened to me over the weekend.
It might have been.
I thought I had sun poisoning. I think maybe I was poisoned by antifreeze. That's why I threw up on Saturday.
You might accidentally drink it. It is hidden with the sweet taste. And if you drink it, you're in trouble.
All right. Let's go out to Vegas, Vic. Let's
this.
take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First, let's update you on the NBA Finals, which will happen on Thursday. The Celtics still minus 210 favorites over the Mavericks in the series. Plus 175 is your comeback if you like the Mavericks to win the series. Game 1, Mavericks are 6.5-point dogs on the road. That's a big number, friend. We talked about it. That's a
big number.
Feels like a lot. And you can say, well, they've got rest. Well, now, I mean, both teams are going to be rested. It's not like they're in any hurry. And in the hockey game, which again, I think the NHL's making a mistake here too. Game 1's not till Saturday.
Wow.
The Panthers are minus 142 at home in game 1. But that seems about right. For the series, minus 130, Oilers plus 110. So at least it looks like it's going to be a tightly contested series.
I'm staying with the Panthers. Staying there. I'm going to get them early. Stay there.
All right. Let's take a look at the baseball for today. The Texas Rangers. I can't back them today, man. They got Nathan Eovaldi on the mound. That's always a good thing for the Rangers, but Tariq Skubal for the Tigers. What do I say all the time? Bad pitcher or good pitcher on a bad team.
7-1, baby. He's hot.
That's what I'm interested in. So give me the Tigers as short dogs tonight in Arlington. And for the Stros, Houston taking on St. Louis. Justin Verlander, minus 170 favorite on the mound against the Cardinals, Kyle Gibson. So a short slate, not a whole lot of games going on, period. But the Astros and the Rangers both in action tonight. The game I'm kind of interested in is the Grayson Rodriguez versus Kevin Gausman matchup, where Grayson Rodriguez of the Orioles, a slight favorite, minus 108 against the Blue Jays on the road. I think I like the Orioles there. Grayson Rodriguez, a strikeout pitcher. The Blue Jays, a strikeout hitting team, a non-hitting team, I guess is the better way to put it.
You don't like the Verlander matchup?
I do, not at minus 170.
Really?
No, the Astros suck. I just spent a segment on this
I
whole
know,
show.
but I'm looking at
why
this.
they suck. I mean, I don't. The Cardinals also suck, by the way. But Cardinals at least a little bit feistier as of late. They've put up some fight. They were. They started about as bad as the Astros. They were a disaster. and they've worked themselves up to a game under 500 now. They were in dead-ass last place. Now they're in second place in the NL Central, which the NL Central, by the way, is the National League version of the AL West, where basically everybody kind of sucks. The one team that doesn't, the Milwaukee Brewers, are they actually good? We don't really know.
Ask Edwin.
So, no, I'm passing on Justin Verlander today. That's a pass for me. Maybe take I'd take a look at his strikeout prop. Maybe he probably strike some guys out.
He's got 44 on the year, 37 innings.
That ain't bad. But yeah, I'm not gonna lay a big number, almost 2-1 on an Astros team that I've got zero faith in right now. So there you go, Rob. Monday in the books. We've learned that if you live in Arkansas right now, you seem to have
zipped up.
Keep it in your pants. We've also learned that if you're inheriting $30 million, don't drink sweet tea that your girlfriend brings you. We've also learned that there's no common law marriage in North Dakota.
And if you are in North Dakota and going to inherit, or your common law spouse is going to inherit it, you ain't getting any of it.
You ain't getting none.
That's the most important thing to learn.
You had asked something during the break. The NBA Finals, Jason Kidd and Joe Mazzulla making a rare appearance as two black head coaches has not happened since 1975, which is there's sort of an asterisk next to that. The last time that two black head coaches made the finals was 2016. That was Tyronn Lue for the Cavaliers and Steve Kerr. But Steve Kerr, remember, he was fighting back issues.
Right.
So Mike Brown was the acting head coach in the finals. But yeah, we're not counting that. So you got to go all the way back to 1975 since there have been two black head coaches in the finals.
Casey Jones and Al Adams.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Do it all over again, baby. Blitz starts at 2. It's the Morning Huddle.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio